Yeah. No one's in here yet. Waiting for people to show up. Like Jord DJ, everybody. All right, people popping in here. This is great. Troy, all right. People coming in, trickling in. Donna Marie, Troy, 1995. Yeah, looking good. It's all good today. I think the signal's good, so that's good. I think I'm back, baby. It's been a little bit. Just in a little park here in Soho. Yeah, let's go is right. I thought I was in Germany too, but I came back. Let people start popping in here. It's gonna be a good one. I feel good about today, baby. I feel good. Scott Cardinal, hell yeah, my moderator's here. Ich spreche ein Deutsch. Meine Freundin ist Deutsche. Oh, it's hanging good, Phil. What's up? What's up, everybody? 43 people. Let it climb a little bit. I'm here in Soho today. We're gonna be doing a little walk of Soho. Just let people trickle in a little bit, and then we'll get started. I'm actually going to do you guys a huge solid today. I'll let you guys know how, but sehr gut. Danke, danke. Vielen Dank. All the Langleys are watching, Gary. Whoa, that's a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. You hear that, everybody? The Langleys are watching, so no cursing. Whew. I still haven't gotten used to like doing these lives, and I feel like a weirdo with with my camera like on a little tripod, just talking to nobody. Everyone's walking by me like, is that guy just crazy? Danke, Pierre. Danke. Welcome. Good to see you. Willkommen. 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 I forgot how to say zum die Tour. Abdullah, what's up, man? Holly Langley, hey, how are ya? 62 people, wait for a few more to show up and then we'll get out of here. Yeah, watching from the Philippines. Good Lord, it's 1 a.m. in the morning. JR, goodness gracious. I hope you guys pre-gamed for this. You guys are all partying, having some shots before watching watching this at 1 a.m. You guys are all in your button-up shirts, put on all your cologne. It's going out tonight, baby. Look at Scott already getting the Patreon stuff up there. All right, here we go. Am I near the Tribeca area? Yes, I am, but we're not going to Tribeca today. We're going to be going through Soho, Little Italy, and Chinatown. And it's actually going to rain, possibly, so I got this. All right. I got this so in case it rains. And the nice thing about weather being crummy here is that it keeps all the the softies out of here. So yeah, you can't hang with it, and go back to wherever you're from. Always good to hang out with you. Thank you. Post on your Insta that you're live. Maximize the audience. Pierre, you should be my social media manager because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't really post on Instagram too often. Unfortunately, I need to start doing that. I'm really bad at it. But whatever, man. People will show up. They'll find it on YouTube. It's fine. I just get a little overwhelmed with all that stuff, Grow the channel. And all that stuff, and we'll see what happens after that. I guess I'm not doing myself any favors, but all right, let's let people show up. Oh, 101, that's great. 101. Let people start trickling in. Thank you, Sean. Hey, Tom D, I'm new here, but I subscribed like a month ago. Well, thank you very much, Fang. Appreciate it. Sean, great to see you back here in New York. Yeah, I'm back here. So still no haircut, Troy. That's right. I'm gonna see how long we can get it to go. Anything to not get me hired in a legal job, please. Yeah, like the video. If you're already in here, you're 101. You guys came in early, baby. So just hit the like button so this thing gets boosted and all that crud. I have no idea how that stuff works, but I think it works. Greek Americans. All right, I was just in Athens, Stephen Giannakopoulos. I was just in Athens. I was in Athens. Went to the Acropolis. I was there literally on the way back from Germany. I stopped through Athens. Pretty cool. Great city, man. I loved Athens. I got to go back there to make a video there. That was a cool town, man. I loved Athens. What a great energy that city has. So cool, and just a little bit of history. So crew cut would be a change. Yeah, not gonna happen. Ain't gonna get a crew cut, I'll tell you that right now. Looking more like Jesus more and more. I'll take that. I'll take it more over Charles Manson any day. Been getting Charles Manson a little more and more these days too, so I'll take Jesus any day, even though Charles Manson thought he was Jesus, so look at that, a little related there. Oh boy, coffee's on me when you come back. All right, sounds good, I'm gonna take you up on that. Give me the $200 coffee on Mr. Giannakopoulos. You're right, Phil, you're a geography buff. You know that it's on the way back, you're right. We actually, we were supposed to connect through Paris. I went with my girlfriend to Germany. We were supposed to connect through Paris, and we switched to Greece because there was a direct flight from Greece. So we figured, why not just spend a couple days in Athens? Pretty cool city, man. Berlin was pretty cool too, but it wasn't Athens. I think Berlin was a little sleepier. It felt sleepier, and for like a big city, a big capital city, it felt kind of. Praise some facts then, New York Jesus. All right, take it easy, Pierre. We're only getting started. We're only 6 minutes in, all right? I'll get some facts out there. Hey, Action Kid. Hey, what's up, man? I was actually about to text you before I started this. I figured I wouldn't bug him. Hey, thanks for the Saskia Panther. All right. Hey, how are you? Thanks for the Euros. I could use those in Germany again. Where is this going? 115 watching and 53 likes. Is that good or is that bad? I don't know. Yeah, there's a big gap there, guys. So those other 62 people like it. Just like the dang thing. I didn't get it boosted, man. People need to see this. That's so ridiculous. That's so narcissistic. Well, whatever. They don't want to learn about the neighborhoods. That's not up to me. We're gonna learn a lot today, baby. This is gonna be a good one. I'm excited for this. Tom, native Brooklynite living in Alabama. Wow, that is quite a jump. Alabama is not Brooklyn. Woof. That's gotta be quite a culture shock. I figure today the video will just be me chugging waters, and you guys get to watch that for 2 hours. So I hope you guys picked a good one. Like this video. Thank you, Scott. Yeah, go ahead and give it the thumbs up. Yeah, that's right. Rideshare Lisa. Hey, what's up? Give it all the thumbs up. We'll get this started. We'll get some people in here. It's about 1:39. It's gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a good one. I got a treat for you guys today. We smash like. I love that smash. So like. Steve 35, what's up? Melanie, thank you so much for the super chat. Super cool. I see you, Melanie. I see Melanie. Good to see you back, Dean. Thank you. I'm back. I've been a little bit MIA. Sorry about that. I took a long trip to Berlin and then was in Athens for a bit. Now I'm back. And here's the good news for you guys who are already here. Right now I'm editing Flushing. I should have that posted tomorrow. I have a Berlin video that I'm going to edit after, and I'm also shooting a video tomorrow that's a little bit timely for the season. And I'm excited about that one. I'm gonna have that one posted hopefully by midweek. So I'm gonna be cranking them out for the next week or two to kind of make up for my absence a little bit. So we'll see, chugging, H2Os and peeing. Yeah, probably will be, but it's okay. I wore a catheter today, so I got a little pee bag I'm carrying next to me. And believe it or not, I fit right in here, so no big deal. Yeah, nice brisk day. It is a nice brisk day for a walk. Good food in Flushing. Oh, I did get some good food in Flushing. Yeah, it's gonna be in the video, so you'll see that. Going global like Jason Bourne, yeah. Going global like COVID-19. Why would Brooklyn go to Alabama so strange and cheap? Well, that's probably one of the reasons they went to Alabama, because for the same rent in Brooklyn, they probably have a mansion in Alabama. Sean Cleaver, you son of a gun. Super chat, thank you so much for the 20 pounds. Love it. 20 pounds. Greetings from Athens. Greece, missed you. Oh, you're in Athens too. Dang, man, I really did miss you guys. Yeah, Athens is a cool town, man. You guys got a great town. I went to the Acropolis, went to Plaka. I went to a couple neighborhoods. Went to Monasteraki, which is a really cool little neighborhood there. A little. I'm streaming. What have I missed? You haven't missed much. I've just been sitting here, as most people tell. Oh, we're at 162. So let's just get started here. I'm gonna get this thing up and going. All right. I haven't been streaming that long. I think we're gonna go get started. I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I'm looking at here, and then we'll get this stream started. So before I start, real quick, what I'm gonna do, I'll just tell you guys what I'm gonna do before we get up and go. Since you guys are already in here, we're gonna do a little walk through Soho, Little Italy, and Chinatown. And the cool thing about this video is that this is gonna be following the tour route that I used to do for public tours. So I used to do 2-hour public tours through these neighborhoods every week. For years, I would do these tours. I would end at this spot we're gonna end, and you know, people loved them and they were fun, and I would actually get people from the tours to come to my comedy shows and everything. It was a lot of fun, and it was yeah, those Ducatis and the exact route. So you're basically getting a freebie, you sons of guns. That being said, if you guys can subscribe, like, do all bit of a freebie. We'll see what happens, but these are this is going to be pretty much the route that I walked with all the people who came from all over, and you know, we'll see where it takes you if you guys enjoy it. But this is going to be pretty much the basic, you know, the what's the word I'm looking for, the intro to these neighborhoods. You guys are going to like it, I promise you that. I got my umbrella, baby, in case it rains. We got 167 people in here. I don't know how many. Give it a little thumbs up so we can get more people in here, and you know, do what we got to do. Tips for solo travelers in New York? I don't know. I think, and join the Patreon. Hey, Patricia, it's my sister, Nurse Trish. Yeah. Tips for solo travelers. As you can see, that's an off the beaten path. For example, like comedy shows, people always ask me where you can go for comedy shows. You know, go to the independent shows, do all that stuff, rather than the things you're going to find in every single guidebook. That's the coolest thing. And also just walk around the neighborhoods. It's cool to go to all the landmarks and things like that, but just walking around the neighborhoods and having a few places in mind that you want to stop by, that's the best thing to do. JR, thank you so much for the super chat. Very cool, dude. Thank you, Sebastian, also for the super chat. Euros, baby, our super sticker. I don't know what that means, but I like it. All right. Oh, fellow Patronian. No rain today, maybe it's 7:30. All right, cool. Russian, I will go better with that beard. All right, take it easy, okay? Come on. Everyone, you want me? Oh, thank you, Pierre, for the euros, man. Money at people. That's what this is for. I'm just going to go around throwing money at people. Thank you, SJ7. Looking sharp. Thank you. Thank you. Wearing a little coat. Looking good. How do I get blisters from walking so much? I used to, believe it or not. I used to wear shoes out pretty quick, but I haven't been walking as much as I used to. Okay. Here we go. So let's get this thing started. So we're going to do this tour. We got 200 people in. Let's go. All right. This is such a weird part where I have to look at you guys and you guys are just looking at me like I'm a weirdo. All right. I'm turning this around. Sorry, guys. You guys can't look at this sweet haircut anymore. Well, let's go. All right. What type of shoes do I wear? New Balances, baby. That's what I wear most of the time. All right. So now we're walking through. This is a little park here at the corner of Spring Street and 6th Avenue, okay? And we're going to be walking down Spring Street in Soho. Right now, we're actually on the western edge of Soho. Okay, I'm going to show you where we are here in a second. You're going to kind of get an idea. Where's the camera, guys? Just me. Okay. Let me just put this away here. The camera guy is not with me today because we're not doing camera guy today. We're doing just me walking. This is a different type of video, Jonathan Smith. It's a different type of video. Waiting for the New Balance sponsorship. Yeah, I don't really need a sponsorship. I don't really want to deal with that stuff, to be quite honest. That being said, check out the Patreon. The whole sponsorship thing kind of creeps me out because then they can kind of tell you what to say and not say. I don't know, at least from my understanding of it. Anyways, thank you, retired Sergeant Melinda. Appreciate it. Very cool for the super sticker. All right, so this here is Spring Street, okay? This street here is kind of one of the main drags of Soho. We're gonna be walking it. It actually is named after a spring that was located on this street, a spring that was actually tapped by a water company called the Manhattan Water Company. This company was started by a man named Aaron Burr. Oh, isn't that crazy? Aaron Burr. That's right, Lupa, you guys are my sponsors. So Aaron Burr actually tapped this water company, tapped this spring on this Spring Street back in the day, early 1800s, late 1700s, with his Manhattan Water Company, which he actually started to compete with the Bank of New York, started by Alexander Hamilton. Interestingly enough, that Manhattan Water Company had banking rights. They limited the number of banks that they could have in New York, and he kind of circumvented those rules by starting a water company that had banking rights. And that's Spring Street, and we're gonna walk this. We're at 6th Avenue here. This is 6th Avenue, AKA Avenue of the Americas. And I'm gonna show you something here. This is kind of interesting. So we're in Spring Street Park. When you come, you guys gotta write this stuff down, by the way, because when you come here, you're gonna be able to mention this stuff to people and they're gonna flip and think you're the smartest person alive. So I'm gonna show you some stuff. Before or after he killed Hamilton? Way before he killed Hamilton. In fact, I'm gonna talk about them a little more. Where's the spring now? There actually isn't a spring, but there is a well actually still an entrance to a well located on Spring. You could still see like the little like cistern looking thing underneath the building if you wanted to go down there. There's a store there. I'm going to talk about that a little later, so stick around. Nice video quality, thank God, right? Jeez Louise, did I just say geez Louise? No, I didn't. Let's edit that out. Wait, you can't edit out on live videos? Oh, I forgot about that. Anyways, here we go. I want to show you this. So we're on Avenue of the Americas, which is 6th Avenue. Don't ever call it Avenue of the Americas in New York because everyone's going to know you're a tourist and then they're going to rob you. This is, look at this, National Hero of Uruguay. All right. So the reason it's called Avenue of the Americas was because it was actually named that by Fiorello LaGuardia to honor the contributions of Latin American Conference, and LaGuardia renamed, prepare for that Pan American Conference. So up all the way up to Central Park, actually, you have all these statues of Latin American leaders. So you have all these different styles who are related to these. You have like Simón Bolívar, you have all these famous, liberators, I guess, of José Martí, all these people. There we go, let's see. Your hands would be falling. Uh-oh, we are buffering? Oh no. Let me know if it starts messing up, please. All right, we're gonna be walking here, guys, in a second. I'm walking. All right, so we're gonna be showing you guys a bunch of stuff here in Spring. On Spring in Little Italy. Is it spotty? Oh no. We should be okay once. Let me know if it's really terrible once I get in, because I think it should be okay once we're in here. Oh boy, that's always what makes me nervous. Fine now, thank you, Pierre. Whew. Give me the emergency, like, if it gets really bad, just give me the emergency. It's a little here and there, but seems to be getting better. Good. All right, there's gonna be a lot of people here. Yeah, there is a history on Broom Street. We're gonna talk about all that as we go. So we're walking through Soho here. By the way, it's called Soho because it is south of Houston. Soho. Holy crap, are you kidding me? That is the most interesting thing on the planet. Look at this shot here. There's a One World Trade Center there. We're walking through, you can see all the people dining outside and stuff. Oh, look, they got to close down the street so we can walk the middle of the street. Kind of cool. Well, would you look at that? The line to Dominique Ansel is back and better than ever. Line to Dominique Ansel to get their dumb cronuts. This guy's taking a picture. Pretty cool. So this is Dominique Ansel. This is what everyone's lined up for. Everyone's lined up to do this here. Kind of crazy, huh? Oh, man, everyone's lined up to get cronuts still. We're not stopping at John's on Bleecker because we're not going to Bleecker. We're actually going through Little Italy. We're going through Canal Street and Chinatown.
I mean, this is just not acceptable, is it, from a club of this stature?
All right, guys, we're walking. This is nice, huh? Pretty nice day. So I was telling you, Soho stands for south of Houston, right? It is basically the neighborhood that is south of Houston. Soho. And it's pronounced Houston Street. I've said this in videos before. It's Houston Street, named after a guy whose actually last name was Houston. Houston. He was a southern dude who actually came to New York. He was actually a signer of the Declaration of Independence. Pretty famous guy back then. And they named it Houston, and it actually had another U in the writing. It was Houston, Houston. Over time, the spelling warped into Houston, but they still pronounced it Houston. Oh my God, Tom, you are the smartest man alive. Now you guys know why it's called Houston here. So New York, remember, it's Houston. It's Houston Street, Houston, Texas, Whitney Houston. Don't ever say Houston here. All right, that's the biggest, by the way, the biggest giveaway that you're a tourist in New York is saying, how do I get to Houston Street? And remember, if you go up to someone and say, how do I get to Houston Street? They will assault you.
Really cool.
All right. West Broadway. It's pronounced Houston like Houston, Texas. Incorrect. All from Houston, Texas. Oh, we got you know what's funny? It's always the people who are from Houston, Texas that makes the most angry. Yeah, I know it's spelled like Houston, but it's pronounced Houston here. Just think of it that way. It's like going to England and pronouncing it Leicester or Worcester. You know, same thing, I guess. Incorrect, Tom. You can't. I didn't change the meaning, Miguel. I didn't change the meaning. I'm changing what it's pronounced like. Listen, you guys can fight this uphill battle if you want. You can go ahead and come around here and try to tell everyone that it's Houston. No one's going to believe you, and everyone's going to be like, all right, buddy, whatever. In New York, it's pronounced Houston. Other places pronounced Houston. Whatever. Tomato, tomato. Hey, is that Sarah? Hey, Sarah, what's up? How you doing? Oh, you were living nice. We're having a little stroll here, Sarah. It's good to see you. It's been a bit. Miguel is definitely not a New Yorker. Oh no, we're gonna start fights in the comment section. That's exactly what I wanted. Look at all these lines for stuff, man. People are in line for all these different like pop-up stores and stuff like that. We're gonna take a little break here and stop in a second. Oh boy, music, loud music. I hope this doesn't get cut off because of that music. Two hearts living in two separate worlds, but it's no. All right, let's see. All right, here we go. All right. So, guys, I wanted to stop here. We're at the corner of Worcester and Spring. See that guy selling his art here. See all these like industrial buildings. And please stop singing. All right, take it easy, Scott. That was just, if I really wanted to bust the pipes out, I would. And, let's just say I'd get a whole different fan base. All right, well, I am going to Green Street. Don't you worry. Elton John, that's right. All right, so I wanted to stop here. I want to show you that little house right straight ahead. You see that little house there, everybody? So this kind of marks kind of the beginning of the history of Soho. So I was telling you guys that this neighborhood is all located below Houston Street. You may notice here in Soho, the streets are not numbered here. They're not numbered, they're named. Notice Worcester Street, huh? You see that? I'll point that out here a little closer. There's Worcester Street. Boom, Worcester Street. See that? They're named here because we are off of the grid of New York. The grid starts at Houston Street. It was implemented in 1811, and by 1811, this area had already been mapped out. So after the Revolutionary War, which ended in 1783, New York started to kind of develop land outside of the city to kind of get people to, settle outside, like they do in growing cities even today. The suburbs, right? They get built out and they're growing. Let me put this behind me. They get grown, they get kind of expanded so people can move outside of the city, right? So it started to happen here, and the way they did it was all the people who own the land out here were a bunch of rich people, right? So they started to develop their land and sell it off for like suburbs, right? For like suburbs. So the kind of like people who were a little more well-off lived here, and it was more sparsely populated. People would ride their little carriages and walk down the streets. In fact, you can see here, it's still like cobblestone and everything. There's the cobblestone and all that. Cobblestone, isn't that cool? That all dates back to back then. But you can see this little house here is a good example of what was down there in like the first quarter of the 1800s, right? That all kind of started to change a little bit as the city changed. So by 1825 or so, Soho was these little houses. You see right there, beep, beep. But then it started to change, right? And it started to change for a couple of reasons. One, in the mid-1800s, immigrants started pouring in. Immigrants started pouring in from places like Ireland, places like Germany, and a lot of them needed jobs. Well, first of all, a lot of them were poor, so they started to cram into neighborhoods like this, into little houses like that, and making it more densely populated, so that people were like, screw this, I'm getting the heck out of here. For people with money, at least. So this place became more and more densely populated. Another thing that happened around the same time is the Industrial Revolution. And industry becomes mechanized, division of labor, warehouses, big sweatshops and things. And for those things to take hold in the city, they needed bigger spaces. So they knocked down houses like that little one, and they built up bigger industrial buildings, right? So it becomes an industrial stronghold in the 1800s. Also, the labor force is here. All the immigrants were here. So it makes it kind of helpful. Also, too, you have on Broadway, you have where they actually sold these items. So they worked on all these side streets and they sold a lot of them on Broadway, which is always a huge shopping neighborhood. Anyways, mid-1800s becomes a shopping district. I'm sorry, not shopping district, an industrial district. I'll show you a lot of those industrial buildings here in a second. These little guys disappear. And it stays industrial until like the mid-1900s after World War II. In fact, by the late 1800s, this area becomes like a clothing manufacturer, textile. In fact, this was the actual principal textile manufacturer in the entire country, pretty much. This area, Lower East Side, Greenwich Village, and it stays that way. It stays industrial until after World War II. Now, after World War II, industries leave the city. They go to bigger spaces, cheaper spaces outside the city. Highways are developed, making them more accessible, right? And remember, this is when cities around the country started suffering. The only people in the cities at that point were the poor, because they didn't want to go. They weren't able to go to the suburbs. In fact, mortgages weren't available to them. You ever heard of redlining? If you haven't, look it up. Pretty horrible thing, but it was literally a racist policy that didn't allow minorities to move into these suburbs, to get mortgages, to get help, to get out of the cities. So they kind of stayed put. So anyways, mid-1900s, Soho falls to become a slum. It becomes a slum. Thank you, Miss Bond, for the thing, hanging out. We're hanging out on a Sunday. That's what we're doing. All right. So anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, mid-1900s. Slum becomes really terrible, awful, terrible place. And here's a question. Neighborhood that's cheaper, well located, with cheap rents in a city, what kind of person does that attract within a city, huh? I'll wait until you guys answer this. And yeah, you're right, Pierre. Redlining is still going on. It's just not going on as explicitly as it was before. You're 100% right. People don't like to admit it, but it is still happening. And these people think that just because these things are outlawed that they just stop happening. And you're right, artists, people got it. And there we go. Abdullah, you're right. Artists, is correct. So yeah, artists move in. In fact, we're just south of Greenwich Village. So a lot of the reason the artists moved here is because Greenwich Village was starting to get a little too expensive. So they're like, screw it, we're gonna move down to Soho, which is very close. And they moved into these industrial spaces known as lofts, and they took over, baby. And this neighborhood becomes cool. It's around that time it gets the name Soho. And this is like the 60s, early 70s. They're having their loft parties. People are like hanging out, smoking cigarettes. Like, oh, I'm so cool. Check it out. We're drinking beer. Whoa. And it becomes cool. It becomes Soho. And then, like 10 years of that. And guess who comes in then? The money comes in. They start throwing money everywhere. Rents get too expensive. And guess what happens to the artist? Get them out of here. We don't need them anymore. That's what happens. So today you have a good example of Soho. Soho is a pretty good example of a neighborhood that's gentrification. I hate to say that word too loud. Someone's going to pop out of a trash can here to argue with me or fight, but it's a real thing. What you think the causes are or whatever is a whole nother story, but an important thing to keep in mind is very much related to city policy. Is very much a thing that can be alleviated or regulated or done in a way that is more inclusive or more humane, whatever you want to call it. It isn't just a phenomenon of hipsters moving into a neighborhood, whether you like it or not. But yeah, today is a good example of where neighborhoods like Soho actually became a model for neighborhoods around the country who wanted to follow the same kind of model, the same kind of, game plan or blueprint, I really dumped a lot of stuff on you guys there. Is that we're only 30 minutes in. Can you imagine where this is going? You guys are going to learn a lot today. All right, I'm going to keep walking. Any questions, class? Wink. All right. Let's keep moving. Do I know why they call it Soho? Yes, Yankees for life. I already covered that. We're gonna keep walking. See, look, Chanel. There's Channel. You can see the Channel store there. The Channel. Did I go to the salon? Looks like I got a beard trim. No, I did that myself. Dated that building, that little building. That's early 1800s. I believe it's 1818. I believe it's 1818. I forget, but it is old as hell. That's the scientific term. The urban planning term is old as hell.
3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. Got it. Yeah, that works. Perfect. All right.
So check it out. I want to show you this little house here. You guys wouldn't even notice this if it wasn't for an incredibly talented tour guide and man about town who shows it to you. So this building here was built in the first quarter of the 1800s as well. Look at that little thing. One of the interesting things about this building is that this is the building I was telling you about that has the little well underneath. In fact, if you go to the store and ask them very nicely, they'll take you downstairs and show you where it is. So what's cool about this is that in 1800, a woman named Juliana Elmore Sands was actually found dead in this well, right? So her fiance is arrested for the murder and it goes to trial, and guess who his lawyers are? His lawyers are Aaron Burr and Alexander Hamilton, who teamed up to defend him. Isn't that crazy? These two basically rivals teamed up to defend this guy, and he was acquitted. So this is like the original, like Johnny Cochran and you know the Dream Team. F. Lee Bailey. You guys know the O.J. Simpson. I don't know how old you guys are. If you guys are in your 20s, you guys probably have no idea what I'm talking about. This is where it happened. Pretty cool. All right, let's keep walking. A lot of people here, man. Oh, look at this art. Kind of cool. You see those buildings there, the cast iron buildings there? I always feel kind of bad walking with these things here because the trial of the century, that's right. The 20th century. Pretty soon all the people hanging out in these neighborhoods aren't gonna have been born in the 20th century. I was born 1947. Right after I'm a boomer. Love the cast irons, that's why I took you on this street. Pretty cool. All right. YSL, that's right. Yves Saint Laurent, there it is. And then you got Diesel, all these fancy little things. You have Louis Vuitton at the end of Green Street. It's my favorite kind of art. I don't know. I like some art, I guess, painters and stuff. I don't know. I liked in St. Pete. I remember growing up, I went to like the Dali Museum in St. Pete, which is pretty cool. You like Dali and Van Gogh. I read the Naife book about Van Gogh and really kind of fell in love with him. He's pretty cool too. Pretty cool dude. Makes me sound very basic, I guess. Sorry. Yellow cab sighting, baby. There they are. They're still existing. Not for long. Hopefully they stick around. I much prefer them to Uber. It's funny because when Uber first came out, I was like, this is not good, guys. But they're like, what are you talking about? They charge like $1 for a cab or for a ride that a cab charges $10 for. I was like, yeah, it's true, but they're trying to squeeze out. Charging like, I was trying to get to the airport from my house. I live in Queens. Normally that cab ride is like $30 to get to the airport. I looked it up to get to the airport. It was $80. They were trying to charge me $80 to get to the airport. And one day there's not gonna be any taxis and we're all gonna be like, well, that's the free market. And we're gonna be paying $80 like idiots to get to the airport. And we're gonna be all kicking ourselves because we didn't try to save the damn taxis, man. Anyways. This right here is a nice example of cast iron. Check it out. We are on Green Street, which is actually named after Samuel Green, who was one of George Washington's generals during the Revolutionary War. Pretty cool. And oh, by the way, Samuel Green, also the namesake of Fort Greene. He helped build the fort in Fort Greene. So that guy, pretty cool, huh? Italians did get a lot cheaper, and lots of taxi drivers lost their savings. You're right, Pierre. That's right. At one point, the medallions were like $850,000. But you know what they did? A lot of them is they were bought up by like corporations who then leased them out. So here we go. This is a good example of a cast iron building. This one's called the King of Green Street. Someone will undercut Uber. Yeah, Lyft or something like that maybe, but they're not undercutting. They can't undercut each other. It's kind of a problem because then, you know, it's like a mafia. There's going to be like 4 companies and they're just going to basically conspire as they do. It's like the same thing with banks, man. They just all like form like this, like, you know, conglomerate of 4 or 5, and they just agree with each other to not screw each other over, and we're stuck with the results. That's what the little like public option's supposed to do, is kind of keep them honest. Plus, it should be regulated. It's like a utility, man. Taxis in New York are like a utility. It's like the subway or the bus system. It's very important in a place like this where no one has cars. Use a city bike. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I don't feel like getting run over by a car. Anyways, here we go. We're looking at the King of Green Street. This was built in the 1870s. Isaac Duckworth was the architect. This is a good example of cast iron. And what's cool about these cast iron buildings is that they are actually facades made of cast iron. Check it out. I'll show you guys where these. So like you'll see on these things, a lot of them, they'll have the little labels of where they were actually forged. Look at that, Center Street. This one was forged at Center Street. Kind of cool. So what this means is that these facades were actually forged in foundries. And what happened was this style of architecture was becoming very popular in the mid-1800s. And remember, I told you that this neighborhood was remaking itself from a residential, like suburban area to industrial in the mid-1800s. And this style of architecture was very popular for the industrial companies and whatnot, because they were cheaper. This was cheaper. It was mass produced. So you basically like go to a catalog and look at these like pieces and just say, give me 10 of those columns, give me 5 of these, whatever, and they would send them to you in like just send them to you, just put them together like Legos, and and makes it much quicker, less labor intensive, and cheaper, which is very important. What, Keith? Tell me what's wrong. Tell me what's wrong. Let's talk. I always think it's interesting when people tell me what I'm saying isn't true. But anyways, this is all here, and it's going. Went up, and it was very popular, so they went up, and so one of the things that it allowed is for bigger windows. It allowed for bigger windows, which allowed for light to come in, and this is a time when there was no electricity, so light was very important. So these allowed for bigger windows, and that was very, very popular for industry. It also allowed for this light to come in, and like I said, also cheaper. So this was very popular, and it kind of, because of the demand for industrial buildings at the time, it created kind of a perfect storm of this architecture here. And today, Soho is like kind of this cast iron capital of the world, they say, which is pretty cool. So they have the highest concentration here of these cast iron buildings anywhere in the world. They say. So pretty cool. There's like over 220 buildings of these around here. NYC regulations. There's a lot of actual problems. When you're saying NYC regulations prevent competition to Uber and Lyft, for example. Yeah. There's a big problem. I'm not saying that there isn't anything in place. What I'm saying is that Uber and Lyft are kind of what have squeezed out the taxis, and that is an issue. I mean, you could talk to the cab drivers yourself here. Just come and talk to them. They'll tell you. I mean, a lot of them have been forced to drive Ubers and Lyfts. They have Uber, Lyft, and everything, and they still drive the taxis too. But it's an issue, and it's kind of sad to be honest. Because in New York, I mean, in other cities, Ubers, I guess, can be pretty good, because how the hell else are you gonna get to the airport or something? But here, taxis are it's like a utility, a city utility. Flatiron, Main Street. Like I said, this is a very popular neighborhood popular street for all of these cast iron buildings. Yeah, some taxi drivers did commit suicide. There was actually a bunch of protests actually over at City Hall as well. You can talk to them yourselves. I mean, I've talked to many of them. They'll definitely talk your ear off about the whole thing. That's for sure. there's gonna be a reckoning, I think, at some point here with all that stuff. Good afternoon, Mrs. Viking. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. So we're walking down Green Street. We're walking over to, I'll show you guys something else here on the street. I need to upgrade the subway system. It said, yeah, the subway system is an issue. Uber is a publicly traded company. That is correct. It is a publicly traded company, but that is far from meaning that it is a public company, meaning that, you know, its main interest has nothing to do with the public good as much as it does making a buck and maximizing its profit, which is what they're doing. Check it out. You guys can see over there the Jenga building. There it is, the Jenga building, 56 Leonard in Tribeca. It's a condo building, of course. We have buildings like this one. This is the Gunther building here on the corner. See that little building there? That's the Gunther building, a beautiful cast iron building. That's cast iron on two sides. There aren't as many of those. Pretty cool. My voice is a little hoarse. Thank you. It's a raspiness. It's a natural raspiness. Check it out. It's Broom Street. We're gonna cross here. Actually, no, we're not. We're gonna keep going here. So here we go. You got Broom Street here. You see on the ground these little like circles. Those are to let light into basements. Very popular thing. We're gonna keep walking. Broom Street. Look at this traffic. This is brutal traffic. This is all heading to the tunnel. I've tried to drive this track. This is terrible. If you're ever trying to drive this, it gets you, you get to the tunnel and probably from one side of the island to the other, will honestly, no exaggeration, take you 2 to 2.5 hours when it's busy. That traffic is brutal. All right. It's one of the worst things to get stuck in Manhattan is the drive to the tunnel, to the Holland Tunnel in Tribeca. I want to show you guys this building. This is a pretty cool building here. Look at that. That right there is the Silk Exchange building. I was telling you that by the 1800s, late 1800s, this was a center of, textile manufacturing. And this building was built in the late 1800s to house, at one point housed over 18 silk related businesses, which is why it's called the Silk Exchange building. Pretty cool. Look at that. Yeah, doggy. All right. Look at that. You can see the Woolworth building down there in the distance. Pretty cool. Boop. There's the Woolworth building. I should teach NYC history. Maybe one day. Who knows? Are they condos? It's actually mixed. It's actually mixed use. So there are some apartments in there, I believe. Yeah. All right, let's cross here. I feel like such a dork holding this thing in my hand. I always feel so weird holding it. I get so self-conscious. I'm not used to all these like. I also feel bad. Like people are like dodging to get out of the view of the camera. I don't blame them. I always get weirded out when people walk by me with cameras too. I remember once I was sitting in Bryant Park, and some guy. I was just sitting there, and I remember I was like bummed out and like kind of depressed. And this guy is just like at a table right across me with like this huge camera, just taking a picture of me. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, yeah, you know, I look up, I look directly, make eye contact with him, and he just like gives me like this like nod, like kind of like, you know, this sorry kind of nod. And I was like, man, come on, just let me. Suck. All right. Norm? Yes, they are, big time. So this is a cool building. I want to show you guys this. This building here is the Howitt building. I do offer private tours, just Kate. Just contact me on Instagram. All right, we can set something up. Oh no, buffering, not good. You're right, there is no expectation of privacy in public. but that doesn't mean you have to be a jerk about it and go up to everyone and take their picture without asking or anything. All right. I'm a celebrity. No, this was actually a couple years ago, before I was a humongous celebrity. All right. Tell me if it's causing problems. It shouldn't be buffering everything. I'm in a pretty busy area, so. So anyways, this building here that we're looking at, very cool building, guys. This is a very important New York historic moment, or landmark. This is the Howitt Building. This building was actually built in 1857 by E.V. Howitt to house his like housewares emporium. Fancy Bed Bath and Beyond, right? Pretty cool. People like Mary Todd Lincoln shop there. People like Russian czars shop there. What's cool about it, though, is a great example of cast iron. If you look at it, you got cast iron on two sides. Look, there's cast iron there and cast iron there. It was actually designed by a man named John Gaynor and Daniel Badger. So the big thing about this building is that it's a predecessor to the modern day steel frame skyscraper because it has a steel, you're right, Moose Syed, you're right, I'm gonna get to that. So anyways, it has a steel frame inside, cast iron frame, which was the predecessor to the steel frame skyscraper. They convinced the developer to let them do that. But it's also a predecessor to the skyscraper because it's the first building with a commercial passenger elevator. In 1853, a man named Elisha Otis debuted the passenger, you guys recognize Elisha Otis, huh? You recognize his name from all the elevators all over the world. But in 1853, at what is today Bryant Park, he debuted his passenger elevator. He built this huge structure, had the elevator take him up to the top, and then had his assistant cut the cord and but he showed the strength and dependability of his emergency brake. With that emergency brake invented, people were able to rest easy and use these things. Before, they used elevators, just not for passengers because they were horrified of them. With the advent of the emergency brake, it was okay. In attendance at this demonstration was E.V. Howitt, who built this building in 1857, utilizing a passenger elevator. I'm going to show you guys. So what's cool about this building is that once it was open, you know, people from all over the city would line up around the block just to use the elevator, which is kind of cool. You know, so like kids would be like, "Oh, mommy, daddy, let's go ride the elevator today." They're like, "All right, you kids have been good. Let's go ride the elevator. It'll be, you know, it's your treat just to go up and down in the elevator." It was easier to impress kids before they had to take them to the Veggie Tales Broadway show once a week. They could just take them and ride an elevator. I don't know, is Veggie Tales still a thing? I don't know what kids are watching these days. Lord knows, or the Baby Shark video. All right, we'll go to the Baby Shark live show. I'll show you guys something here. This is kind of cool. This is a how. Boop. There's the elevator thing. You can see it says elevator there. You love Veggie Tales, Brandy. Who doesn't? Veggie Tales and real national treasure. Out here down Broadway. So this is where all the shopping district was, huh? This is the shopping district. So a lot of the stuff that was created on the side streets was then sold on the shopping district of Broadway. You can see there's Bloomingdale's, Bloomies. Okay, we're gonna cross here in a second. 449 people. Let's see if we can get that climbing. If you haven't liked the video yet, please like the video, subscribe. That's a huge help. Trying to boost the numbers and everything. You know, grow this thing, baby. So subscribe. And also too, if you want, check out the Patreon. It's a huge help too. Helps fund the videos. Like I'm working on a couple cool ones right now. I don't want to take this thing. Across here. Sorry if I'm making too much movement. Why does everything seem stretched out? Because I'm on the wide lens right now, that's why. Thanks, Jay Fox, for the super chat, appreciate it. Yeah, if you guys want, I turned on the super chats and all that stuff, so any donation would be kindly appreciated. I used to do this tour for one of those companies that does the free tours. I used to do this actual same exact route that we're doing right now, and the way it worked was I would have these groups with, like, 25 people, and it was a free tour, quote, free tour. So people would come, and they don't have to pay anything to come, they don't have to pay anything to sign up, and then at the end, if they liked the tour, they just tip, which is kind of cool. And I actually made a pretty good amount of money on those tours because people really enjoyed them, and they're more likely to. So you can see all the little graffiti and street art, if you want to call it that. Oh, look at that, little Kim. Remember her? Little Kim, late 90s. I don't know, sorry about that. I know there's probably some families watching. Yeah, she was wearing pasties. Relax. Tom, do I have a gimbal? No, I do have a little weighted tripod though. I don't like carrying around the whole massive gimbal for the phone. This tripod is much more like maneuverable. What do we got here? Someone, oh, thank you, Stephanie, for the $5. Best info. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Ew, Lil Kim. Yeah, Lil Kim, that's right. I want to show you guys another thing here. So we're at like 50 minutes here. You see Soho here? These buildings, all the industrial buildings. I want to show you guys this building here to my right. This is kind of interesting. Oh, thank you, Dinah Lee, for the £5. So this building here is a famous building. This is where Heath Ledger lived, actually. Heath Ledger lived in this building, and this is where he died, actually. I don't remember how, I think it was 2009. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't remember the exact date, but this is the building he lived in. He lived in something like that, and I think he was paying like $25,000 a month in rent, something like that. I think one of the Olsen twins were the ones who found him. Yeah, that's a little dark. I hate to say it, but it's a fact of life. All right, cool. Let's keep moving. Who's this? Let's see here. Linda Scan, thank you so much. We'll be here next week. Cool. Yeah, do this walk. It's a good walk to do. And Pencil Subway Art, thank you so much. Appreciate the donation, man. Appreciate the donation. I'm trying to do, mix it up here and do these little live walks as well as the videos that are recorded, and which I like to do, which are a little less nerve-wracking for me for some reason, but it is nice to just get these out of the way. January 22nd, 2008. Thank you, BJP. Appreciate that. That's the actual date that he died. So you can see here, we're coming up there. That's more of Soho. Maybe I'll tour that area of Soho a little later on, but I got a couple other places I want to go today, so I'm gonna keep walking. Do I do pizza tours? Yes, I do any kind of tour in New York you need. I got it all, baby. You just let me know. Oh, damn it. You're right. I should have inserted my PayPal, King Ace. You're right. Google does take a ton of well, I got my Venmo. I don't know if Scott's putting that up, or you can, Scott. It's at TomDNYC is my Venmo. If you want to just go through Venmo, which doesn't take a... Can I walk by the Flatiron Building? No, I can't, unfortunately. It's a little too far away. I will do a walk there, though, eventually. Don't you worry. Yeah, I need to have the mod put up my Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. You're right. I know. Retired Sergeant Melinda. I definitely need to do that. But my Venmo is at TomDNYC. That's the easiest one, I think. Oh, look, they're going to film a movie here. Let me show you. Let's see what they're going to film. This is, so whenever you're in New York and you see any vans and these nearby, they'll have these up. They have to, by law. And they'll tell you what they're working on, what the project is. Now, a lot of times they'll use codes and stuff like that, so you don't know exactly what it is. But you can go online and just look it up. It's just calling Melinda, sorry. Retired. Venmo is for Gen Z. Venmo is, you're right, is Reese there? I don't know. Stream where we saw her, huh? That was kind of cool. Everyone who wasn't there, just so you know, if you're not watching these live streams, you're missing out on stuff like that. I saw Reese Witherspoon. We saw Reese Witherspoon on the live, and she actually thought it was the best in the game. She looked at the camera and said that, and then she said, oh, John Leonti. Oh, there we go. We're getting some people. Thanks, John, for the Venmo. Buffering. Oh, great. Here we go. 30% because you have to pay tax on it. Yeah, you're right. It is a pain in the butt. So here, check this out. You see this? And what video was Reese? She was in the video where Brooklyn Heights. What's your favorite restaurant in NYC? All right. So I wanted to show you guys this building here. This is a really cool building. This building here is 240 Center Street. Now 240 Center Street has a cool story. So this building here is well, first of all, I'll tell you the story in a second. We weren't that close. How did she notice the live stream? I was just kidding. She didn't look at me. And sorry, rideshare. I don't know if that wasn't obvious enough. I know it's believable that she would look into the camera and tell me how great I was, but not true. I made that up. Sorry. So this building here was the police headquarters. I'll show you guys the front so you can see the words. But this building was built in 1909. 1909. In fact, George McClellan, the mayor at the time, laid the first stone. The cornerstone, they call, like the ceremony and all that. And just so you guys know, George McClellan was also the mayor who oversaw the opening of the subway. He actually rode the first subway car. 1909 is how old that building is. So here we go. I'll show you guys the front. All right, check it out. Pretty cool. So this is the front. You can see that it says police department up there. Police department. Pretty cool. So anyways, this building was actually finished in 1909. Let me turn this around so you guys can see me. So this building was finished in 1909. This is a great example of cast iron. No, sorry, not cast iron. I was going to say cast iron. It's a good example of Beaux-Arts architecture. Now I bring this building up because at the time, in the early 1900s, late 1800s, there was a huge, I guess, resurgence of Beaux-Arts architecture because of New York's kind of like growing importance in the world. Now, what was happening was in 1898, New York City consolidated as the 5 boroughs of New York. Before this, it was all like disparate villages and cities. Brooklyn was its own city. New York was obviously its own city. It was only Manhattan. Queens was this giant county with different towns in it. So in 1898, when they all consolidated, New York City's population exploded. Wow, Alex Jackson, thank you so much for the Venmo donation. Really appreciate that. Really cool, man. Thanks. Not very good at winking. Thanks. Anyways, when it consolidated, really big deal. New York City became the second largest city in the world behind London at the time. It was a pretty big deal. So they used architecture like this on a lot of its buildings that were built around that time, specifically infrastructure buildings like this, like Grand Central Terminal, like the New York Public Library, like the Washington Arch. It was all kind of to, like, you know, show the world that New York was just as important as all the other European capitals. And like, give us some of that Beaux-Arts stuff, baby. So it went up all over, right? This building was one of those. It was 1909. It was built as the police headquarters. The police were here until 1973 when they went to a more technologically advanced building, and this was empty for a little while. It was bought up, and any guess as to what it is now? I'm sure some of you have already guessed. It's condos. Everything in New York is condos. This little flower pot right here, that's condos. In there, you open the little door right here. It costs $4,000 a month to live there. But these are actually condos, and very expensive condos. In fact, someone already wrote Calvin Klein lived there, Cindy Crawford, I believe Linda Evangelista, Steffi Graf, people like that. But anyways, that's kind of one of the cool things about New York. They protect a lot of these old buildings, and you can do anything you want inside, but you have to keep the outside integrity intact. So you got some of the history and stuff intact, which is pretty cool. But this used to be the police department. Pretty neat. Till 1973. Look at that. Oh, and that dome right there is actually a condo as well. It's like $30 million, I believe. It's like a reading room, this giant lit up reading room there. And there are tunnels there, yeah, because this was the police headquarters during Prohibition. It's all about the money, baby. Has this building been in some movies? Yes, it has. I believe it was in Mean Streets. All right, let me turn this around. I actually did a video on crime in New York, and I did a little thing on this. Oh, sick plug, baby. Wink. Get that back. All right, let's keep moving. But that's one of the things. Oh, I also wanted to show you guys down the street. I was talking about Beaux-Arts and 1898. If you look further down, I don't want to get run over by a car here. Look at that. That building is the Municipal Building. That is a great example of cast iron architecture as well. Not cast iron, dang it. It's a good example of Beaux-Arts, right? So this was built in early 1900s as well, and it was to house the offices of the newly expanded city. All right, check it out. That's over next to the Brooklyn Bridge. Yeah, I need a sick pluck noise. Was this building on a TV show? They used the new station, which is down over next to the Brooklyn Bridge. It's what they call Police Plaza. It's where they do like Blue Bloods. All this stuff's always. I was going to Berlin. I was in Berlin, but I am not there anymore. I'm in New York City. I'm in New York City, New York, USA, world, Milky Way, universe. That's my full address. You have cast iron on your brain. Geez, out and about with a sick burn there. It's been a long time since I've been called cast iron brain. But I'll take it. Police Plaza is a nice spot. Yeah, pretty nice. It's big. That's where, also too, where the detention center where Jeffrey Epstein mysteriously hanged himself. Quote, hanged himself. All right. Beaux-Arts. Yeah, it's my terrible pronunciation. It's Beaux-Arts. Beaux-Arts. Yeah, it's Beaux-Arts. Are you getting a Berlin video? Yes, that's the plan. I haven't started editing yet, but it's coming. Oh, look, a photo shoot. Check it out. It's pretty cool. Thank you, Florian, for the super sticker. Look at this little model super photo shoot. Kind of cool. Yeah, a little model shoot. Kind of neat. Wonder why they didn't call me. All right, check it out. We're getting into Little Italy now. That's a piece by Tristan Eaton, just so you guys know. Tristan Eaton is a huge street art guy all over the world. He's got pieces all over the world. I don't want to get him run over here by a car. There's the back of the police building there. All right, I'm going to go into Little Italy here in a second. Hold on a second. Wait for these cars. I don't know what's going on here. It's like a friggin' parade over here. All right, here we go. That is a very lovely piece. Is it cold out here? Yeah, it's kind of cold. I'm wearing my coat. It's all right. My little hat. Push that thing to 700, hopefully. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know how to do that. I guess Pierre was right. I should have put this on Instagram. This is Grotta Azzurra. This is from the early 1900s. We're getting into Little Italy now. This is a very popular spot, supposedly one of Sinatra's favorite spots. Why is the Bowery area just caked in graffiti? Because a lot of New York is caked in graffiti, actually. Still not cheap to live there, though. Used to be, not anymore. All right, we're going to be walking down Little Italy now. Check it out. This is Little Italy, guys. We made it. Tom needs a cafe. I do need a coffee, actually. I could use a coffee. I don't want to get too wired on coffee. That'd be a total disaster. Do you guys think I talk fast now? You guys should hear me talk when I get. Plus, I won't be able to sleep at night. Then little Tommy needs his sleep. All right. I guess we can walk down here. It's closed off. Walk down the middle here. Retired Sergeant Melinda, or should I say just Melinda? Or should I say just retired? Thank you for the Venmo. Really cool, appreciate it. So we are on Mulberry Street and Broome. We just turned in, check it out. That's another Tristan Eaton, a famous one. That's Audrey Hepburn. I don't know if you kids know who she is. Hell, I wasn't really alive when she was big either, so I can't really say anything. Have I tried any restaurants in Little Italy? Yes, I've tried a bunch of them. They're pretty good. There's some pretty good ones. I didn't mind Vincent's. Vincent's wasn't bad. That's from the early 1900s. I like the cheese shop. I like Oliva cheese. But you know, a lot of them are kind of catering to tourists now, unfortunately. So this is Little Italy, everybody. There aren't that many Italians here anymore, right? I gotta get out of this music here before we get cut off. Anyways, there aren't that many Italians here anymore. There are people who still run the businesses and stuff, but Italians don't really come here as much as they do to, let's say, the Little Italy in the Bronx. So most Italians that emigrated here when Italian immigration was huge have moved on. They've moved on to their places like Staten Island and the suburbs, Long Island, etc. And they still come into the city to visit their old stomping grounds, but a lot of them still really just go to the one in the Bronx more than they do the one here. So this one is really just kind of catering to tourists more than anything. So which means that the food isn't as authentic as it used to be in a lot of these places, and it's kind of like a little, oof, I hate to say it, but a little like Disney World compared to what it used to be. Now I was talking to you guys about the history. They are in Jersey as well, Dr. Moby, you're correct. Oof, we're at 42. Let's keep that growing. I don't know how to do that, but whatever. Let's see if we can get I think the max I've ever gotten on these things is 600. Let's see if we can beat 600. But anyways, I was saying, so the Italian immigration kind of came to a head. It started to kind of pick up in the late 1800s. So people don't really realize this, but Italy, as old as like the Roman Empire is. Oh, check it out. Sorry guys for that. Uh-oh. We got to blur this out. There you go, blur that out. I still, to this day, I think I've only seen one person in the 13 years I've lived here wearing this actual shirt. Look at that thing. Can you imagine you bring it home like your boyfriend or girlfriend and they're wearing that shirt to your parents? Hi, nice to meet you, Mr. and Mrs. Mr. Gates or whatever. Bill Gates is. Yeah, nice to meet you. Your daughter's great. Oh, this old thing, I got it in Little Italy. All right. Anyways, I was talking about the Italian immigration. It started to pick up in the 1860s, 1870s, in the late 1800s, early 1900s, and it was mostly because of the economic problems tied with, let's say, consolidation of Italy. I was saying, as old as country, united completely until 1870. It started in the 1860s, and then Rome, I think, and the Vatican area was pulled in 1870, making this unified Italy. There were mostly regions before that. And with that, the south of Italy actually suffered more, and a lot of those people came over here, people from Naples, people from Sicily, etc. And they came in droves, man, and they were settled here. And what happens is they all naturally kind of go to where all the others are, and they settled here, and it became kind of a thing. And it grew and grew, hit its peak in like the 1920s, let's say. It was like 450,000 Italians in New York, man, that's a lot. Like the size of the city of Tampa, all in New York City and all Italians. So it's a big deal. You can see it's a nice day here. Not too cold, it's a little chilly, but there's Piemonte. There's Piemonte. It's 1920. They like provide the pasta to a lot of the restaurants and stuff in the neighborhood. Yes, and Churchill is correct. Food-wise, the one in the Bronx is better. What do we got in here? Mafia Museum. Yes, it's pretty great. Experience of what it is to be, what it was to be an immigrant back then, and what it looked like. So that's kind of cool. We're getting through this Ferrara. It's a coffee shop. In fact, Enrico Caruso used to be a regular there. Enrico Caruso famously played the Metropolitan Opera, I believe it was like 833 times or something. Like one of the best opera singers of all time. He was a regular there. And then you have here, Oliva. This cheese shop has been family owned since 1892. In fact, a part owner at one point was Tony Danza. Tony Danza, man. Tony Danza used to be out here slinging cannolis and stuff. It was pretty funny to see. I'd literally see him out here just selling cannolis and things. Thank you so much, Ernest Sheckleton. Appreciate it. Very cool, man. Who's this? Also, 2 SJ7. I think I thanked you about the 99. Audio is cutting in and out. Sorry about that. We'll get that fixed. Hopefully I get through here and it won't be so bad. But this here is Little Italy. Hope I don't get run over by a car. All right. Look at this. Very nice. A lot of people out today. So just so you guys know, Little Italy is very small today because, like I said, the Italian immigration peaked in 1920, right? So in 1920, you had a ton of Italians here, and there were so many Italians that different streets within Little Italy represented different parts of Italy. In fact, we're walking down Mulberry, and this was actually the Napolese section, the people from Naples. Jan M, thank you so much. Jan M or Jan, one of the two. Tom, where do people that live in Manhattan park their cars overnight? We walked by one of those parking lots just now, actually. These parking lots that they're not cheap. I should have showed you guys the prices, but it's like paying a second rent to park your car there in a month. It's like, you know, 400, 500, 600, 700 bucks a month to park your car in these places. So it's like paying a second rent. Or you can come here for like, you know, I think by the hour it's like 30 bucks or more. Who knows? Those prices have probably gone up since I checked. Boy, here we go. People arguing about the Houston thing again. Yeah, all right, fine. It's pronounced Houston. Come to New York and pronounce it Houston all you want. Who might argue with you? Okay. This here is Grand Mulberry. Check it out. Those people almost got hit by a bike. Yeah, you know what's crazy is I've lived in New York for a while now. I've lived here for 13 years. I was going to say 30 years. That's not true. 13 years, and I've seen probably 4 people get hit by a bike and hit by cars while riding a bike in person. So, okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. 4 people get hit by cars. Am I on mute? Can you guys not hear me? All right, we're going to keep walking. I'm not very good at this, obviously. I can talk, but I can't really do the technology stuff that well, obviously. We're 42. Let's keep this number going up. Give it the little thumbs up, guys. Let's see if we can get more people in here. Make this... You can hear me? Good. When Sonny Black and all that stuff, that took... Maybe Lefty. I don't remember the movie. Shadowed was in Williamsburg. They used to hang out. Bar was actually the building, the restaurant place. I think I'm gonna pass it. Show you guys a. So, anyways, I was saying about the drunk. It's only really like 3 blocks here. Unfortunately, oh no, internet. Uh-oh. Crud. Uh-oh. I'm gonna go back. Here we go. Connection. I gotta be better with this. Let me know when this starts getting roll with the punches. Best and where it's not. So please. Nightmare. And I also turned off the Bluetooth. Oh, here we go. All right. Whew. Got out of that. Oh, all right. Signal getting better. Thank you, Pierre. It's better now. Thank you, Scott. Well, that was a little scare. Looks like we lost all the Fairweather fans. They just bailed. We lost about 40 people. That's not going to help my climb to 10,000, unfortunately. Well, I guess I'll just take a side street down then. You can see the police station here again. Over here, too, where we just walked by, used to be where John Givino's gun shop was located, with that big gun. You notice that there used to be this big gun on the storefront. It was right down here. And it was in Mean Streets. It was in a few, I think Serpico as well. Should get Verizon. Yeah, I know. I'm AT&T, unfortunately. Well, you know what's funny is Action Kid told me that AT&T was actually pretty good, and he actually streams on AT&T. So I don't know. It's up in the air. So I'm walking off here on one of the side streets, and it's important to note that all these here, you're gonna see a lot of Chinese lettering because we're getting into Chinatown. Is Chinatown a video vortex? I'll go slow so I can figure that out. But AT&T is a hot joke. Yeah, tell me about it. Let me know if it's really problematic right now and I could just find another route. Look at this. This is what AT&T looks. This is what my phone looks like inside. This is what my phone service looks like inside my phone. All right. This is the thing that's stressful about all the streaming stuff, man. It's kind of like left up to the streaming gods. All right, so we're walking here along the side here of literally, we'll try to turn back in here soon, but audio's fine, loud and clear. Junk cache, Italian Chinese gang battles. So there's Hester. Ah, it's your niece's school on the left, huh? The DeSoto school? Pretty cool. Oh, Terry Heggs, thanks. Good afternoon, Tom. You're at the top of the pyramid. Thanks, I appreciate it. You can rest easy. We're walking down to Canal Street. So I was telling you guys about Little Italy. So the Italian immigration influx started to slow down towards the mid-1900s. And of course, what ends up happening, and the American dream, I'll just turn this around so you can talk. People forget, they come here to visit. And I get people on these tours a lot, and they say things like, oh, this stinks, man. But they forget that, like, that's kind of the goal of these groups a lot of times when they come to a new country, is to assimilate, you know, and that's what you're seeing over there. There's no Little Italy there anymore because they don't need it. The kids who were born, the grandkids, etc., they actually want to get away. They want to, like, you know, integrate. So they move to other parts. They move, you know, to other cities. So today, while you don't have a Little Italy, the largest concentration of Italian Americans in the United States, they say. So it's kind of cool. Yeah, Ravenite. Someone was saying about Ravenite. The Ravenite is a little north. That's in Nolita. I'll show you that on a different tour. Don't you worry. Are people still arguing about Houston and Houston? It's so ridiculous. That's funny. But anyways, whatever. You guys argue about what you want. We're going to keep walking here. You guys are going to miss out on all this great stuff if you keep arguing. Good goal. That's a good motto. Huge. Bowery Mission, William. I'm pretty far. Easily, but not. Architecture there in the Chinatown, pretty cool. Look at that. Boom. We're not too far from the MoCA, the Museum of Chinese Americans, which is very cool. Right around there, actually. There's literally where we were before, and the connection was crud, so I got out of there. Not very large, so we're gonna just skip the rest of it because I don't want my phone to explode. I think that's what happens when your stream goes down, right? Your phone explodes in your hand. I've seen lots of former streamers walking around with prosthetic hands because of the phone exploding. All right, we're gonna keep moving. All right, so I'm a little nervous about Chinatown. We'll see how it goes. Middle of the year, yes. Anybody cooking Coke on a spoon? No. Heroin? Yes. All right. There is a big difference between, just as there's, I mean, we're born here, and this generation myself. That's right. Nicaragua, baby. Located between Costa Rica. I promise. Connection is getting unstable. I'll come back. I'll go back to where we were just were. Don't worry. Appreciate Venmo. I was really appreciate. I gotta find buffering. I'll get out. I hate this part of the live. I actually used to live right. Don't worry, we'll get out of the buffering. Same spot as it was before. That's the crazy thing. There we go. What does tethering from mean? Like, does that mean to just monitor what the is this better now? Military antenna backpacks. Yeah, I know. I think it's gone. I think it says that my connection's stable now, right? Better now? Hey, Bob. What's up, Bob Craig? How you doing? All right, if you guys are ever in the neighborhood, guys, if you guys are ever in New York and you just want a tour, just hit me up on Instagram or you know, contact form. If you promise, that's kind of good. Oh. Reggie, you is killing me. I'm gonna go into here. Hi, Sergeant. I hate this. So it doesn't try. Yeah, this is killing. How do I know with the signal it's gonna reconnect? That's the only problem. So all it does is tell me that the internet connection is unstable and I have no idea what to do. This is why I don't like why does these things drive me crazy. Chat and stuff like that. That's what I like about these things, but I hate that I can't walk in always. Kind of, it's not working. Poor Tom, yeah. There are worse things in the world. There are worse things in the world than your thing. Thing crapping out. There we go. What does tethering your phone mean? I still don't get what that means. You're using like the hotspot or something? I don't get it. Strike the airplane mode for 2 seconds and then go back. It should work well after. This should be better. The little dot went away, so that's good. Alright. Yeah, my phone is gonna explode. I can feel it heating. Oh, I wonder what's going up in this spot. Could it be condos? Sorry, that was a little snarky. Tether, I believe, is when you use your phone connection as a hotspot. Okay. So you tether it. Dang it. I really hate this. It's funny. Is this better, guys? I think it's better. What was he riding? He was riding like a little unicycle, like a motorized unicycle thing. Those things are really popular now. Am I better, guys? Let me know if I'm better with the signal. I'm going to dare to wander down into Chinatown. Walking in the middle of the street so my signal's better. So we're gonna be walking into Chinatown very soon. Look at this. That's condos. That's right, there's condos too. 10,000 a month right there for that condo. Kevin Hart lives here. I don't know why I said that. So we're walking about Chinatown here in a second. Hopefully my connection doesn't crap out. Got a bad feeling about it. Don't want to be a negative Nancy or a pessimistic Patty, but I got to be real. I think it's gonna crap out in Chinatown. But we're gonna try to keep going as we can, and you know, go as long as we can. Just be patient, guys. If it does start crapping out, I'll find us a spot. You know what? We got rid of all the riffraff in the chat. Apparently, the people who couldn't handle a little bit of adversity just bailed. There's people who, you know, don't like the tough connection issues. 88 minutes. Yeah, we're gonna finish this thing here soon. I'll try to go for 2 hours and just end it. We're ending Chinatown. I'll show you guys all the cool stuff down there. Better just chill, Tom. Thanks. I'm chill. I'm totally chill. Thank you for. It was great. Everybody buying fake purses, buying fake Gucci. Look at that.
I've got it. I got it.
That's what you do in Chinatown. You buy some fake Louis Vuitton, some fake Ray-Ban diplomas on Canal Street. Have you guys ever wanted to go to Harvard? $, come here and spend $30. Oh no, the diploma anyway. Who I still know a guy, manager now, had a big company, had a big like sales company. He's been there for 8 years, and they still think he graduated college. Never graduated college. Just said he graduated from a place, and they still have him on. Pretty funny. Well, anyways, I'm going to Chinatown now. Here we are, guys. Canal Street. Check it out. Ooh. Pretty cool. Actually a canal utilized on this very street to drain a 50-acre lake called the Collect Pond in what is today kind of Chinatown area. And they say there's still water underneath all this street here. Any Gucci? Oh yeah, you better believe it. All right. We're gonna make it back in. Look at hats. All right, guys. To go in. We'll see. It's not. Rough right now. We'll get out of this here soon. There we go. Buffering. We're heading downtown. We're heading into Chinatown now. The connections are spotty here, but we're gonna do it anyway. We've lost a few people on the tour, and that's okay. You guys are all still here. Ken is in Queens taping Halloween stuff. That's great. AK does have AT&T. That's right. He's actually the one who told me it should be okay. I just upgraded my plan and just used that, but apparently it's not. Apparently I needed a tether. That's a thing. If I ever consider teaching a class, maybe. Thank you very much, Reggie. Very nice. Girl in the curl learned to surf as a toddler. Dad was a lifeguard in the summer. Unless you learned to surf as a toddler dad, which I don't think is what you meant. Oh, look, Bowery. Another little satellite off. But the actual main one is up on the Bowery. Go figure. Okay. Hey, Action Kid is back. Use Verizon on iPhone 11. I think you said you use AT&T. All right. Hello from Brazil. Ah, obrigado. Legal. All right, we're gonna cut through here. I'm scared. I'm terrified, scared. Here we go. Let's see what happens. I will never leave you, chancho. Who called me a chancho? A pig? That's what we call it. Chanchos in Nicaragua. I did turn off you barely use it for streaming, Action Kid. Ah, all right, Ken, now you tell me. No, I'm just kidding. I've always had AT&T. I just upgraded after I talked to him. So maybe I will use Verizon. Now, falo português. Ah, legal. What's interesting in Chinatown? You're about to find out if we ever get into it. I want to go in. I'm like, I feel like I'm trying to sneak around like a fence or something. You know, it's trying to keep me out here. So we're gonna go through. So this is the detention center. Check it out. These are the courts, criminal courts. And then you have the detention center right here. Oh, chancho from Nacho Libre. That's funny, okay. I didn't know what that was. I know chancho is a pig in Nicaragua. That's what we call chancho. Like that's what my parents would call me whenever, you know, you don't bathe for a while or you... All right, let's keep walking. So we're walking in here. This is a little back way into Chinatown. You see all the courts down there. That courthouse there to the left is actually where Harvey Weinstein was tried. There's a little pick-me-up for the stream. Really pick up, get everyone. No, this isn't downtown. That's over next to Police Plaza. Tethering. Here we go with the tethering stuff. I still don't really know exactly how that works, but it's funny. I think the big topics for today have been tethering, Houston versus Houston, and yeah, I think that was pretty much it. I think if I had to sum up the stream so far, it's tethering and Houston. Overheated phone, you think so? I don't know. The stream is okay right now. I think we're in a good spot. All right, so we're walking here. You can see some Vietnamese restaurants. We're walking into Chinatown. These are some Vietnamese restaurants. Vietnamese restaurants make their home here in Chinatown as well, to kind of, you know, because it's more of a similarity to their culture, so they kind of make their home here, which is cool. This is actually Baxter Street. We're gonna walk down that street and I'm gonna take you guys into the park, which is actually one of my favorite places in Manhattan. Super cool park. You're gonna see why here in a second. What the H is tethering, that's right. Here's a Thai place right here. There's a Thai place here on the corner. That's actually pretty good. I've eaten there. Show it to you. This place here is a Thai place on the corner. Tom will become a tethering expert. I doubt it. There you go. Let's see what else we got here. Columbus Park. All right. Oh no. Oh no, that place is for lease. Oh, I liked that place. Dang it. All right, so we're gonna walk into the park now. This park is super cool. You guys are gonna love it. Thanks. The stream is much better. I appreciate it. Hopefully it lasts. That's always my big concern. So what we're gonna do is walk into Columbus Park. This is my favorite part of Chinatown. You're gonna see why. So cool, man. There's so many people everywhere and they're playing their games, you know, playing their music, all kinds of stuff. You're gonna love it. But this is what I love about Chinatown. It's still very much Chinese and it's still got a great feel. And, you know, and this is rare for Manhattan because Manhattan is so dang expensive. But they kind of keep it within the family here in Chinatown, and there's still tons and tons Yeah, this might be the park with the worst public bathrooms in the city. But here we go. We're going into Columbus Park, baby. Love it. Get all these people playing their games, and it's kind of a little casino in here. By the way, they're gambling here, and gambling is illegal out in the open in New York, especially when you're doing it next to the main criminal courthouse in the entire city, which is this building here. But the people here don't give a crap. They're like, whatever, do something about it, buddy. But they're a little secretive, so they might yell at me for filming. We'll see. But you see all the men gathered around. That's why they're gambling. This is close to where the pond was, by the way. Yeah, the police car was like right outside this thing. They don't give a crap. Look, you see there what they're playing? That is a game called Shanghai. I'm butchering that, sorry. But it's Chinese chess. Pretty cool game. And you have it here, a statue here. It's Dr. Sun Yat-sen. He was actually the founders of one of the founders of the Republic here, China. Predecessors to Chiang Kai-shek. I believe he ended the dynastic system of China, which was a big deal. You see all the people doing their games and stuff. Pretty cool. Get some money here. Hold on, sorry guys. Tom, do you play chess? I do actually, Valentine. I love it, and I got addicted to it really badly, and I had to stop because I would play for like an hour or two a day, and I wasn't getting any work done. In fact, you should check out my chess video. Sick plug, baby. I did a video on chess in New York, and it's very, very good. And I stopped by like the main chess store in New York. Very fun. Do I have an ELO rating? No, I don't. I wish. The singing to drown out the bets, and to drown out your thoughts about the bets, I think too, the way it sounds. Let's go see what they're doing here. I'll give you guys some. I'll give them some money. I just gave him a little bit of money. Singing lessons, good Lord. Well, it's a different style. It's a different style of singing, I guess. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Yeah, of course. Thank you. Thank you, guys. So one of the cool things about this park is that this park actually replaced one of the worst parts of what is the 5 Points here. I'm going to stay here until you guys subscribe. Just do that for every video. You'd be like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. Anyways, this park replaced what used to be the worst part of the neighborhood that used to be here, and this used to be the heart of the 5 Points. In fact, Baxter, which is the street on the other side of this park, actually goes down into Worth Street. And then Moscow actually used to cut all the way across here and made an intersection with Baxter. And it was that intersection plus Worth coming in on one side that created the 5 points. Oh, the 5 points. Holy crap. If you don't know what I'm talking about when I say 5 points, if you ever heard of the movie Gangs of New York, that was the 5 points. That was the 5 points. It's called, oh boy. So this is yeah, we got some comedians in the comments. Holy Lord. Yeah, 397 views and 443 likes. Is that impressive? I don't even know what that means. Out of here. Get the hell out of here. I got better things to do. But yeah, let's see if we can get some more likes and more people in here, I guess. Your takeout just arrived. Apple martini. Brag about it, why don't you? What do you got over there? Yes, so this, yeah, the Dead Rabbits. If you guys seen the movie, The Dead Rabbits, all that stuff took place over on that corner over there. In fact, in the movie, if you've seen the movie, that was where what they called Paradise Square was located. This is the park, and on the other side of that corner, where this building is, on that corner over there, is where the corner of the 5 points was. It's called this park. This park was actually opened in 1897, believe it or not. 1897, it was actually originally Mulberry Bend Park, because this street here is Mulberry, this street. And it was actually where, you know, the worst part of the 5 points is located. But it was where we were walking earlier, in Little Italy. So if you go further north, it was Italian. And this park was opened, it was called Mulberry Bend Park. But then as the neighborhood became more and more Italian in the early 1900s, remember that, guys? Now you guys are experts on history. They gave it the name Columbus Park, because I don't know if you knew this, but Columbus was Italian. Genovese, baby. All right. I'm gonna show you guys some cool stuff here real quick. I like this a lot. This is really cool. So this is also, interestingly enough, the funeral district. You see a few funeral parlors. There's one, there's one, there's one. And because it's such a funeral district, there are also hotels, florists, and also businesses for funeral supplies. I'm about to blow your minds here, because this is pretty cool. I love showing people this stuff, because this is the kind of stuff you're not going to see in other cities. I'll show it to you here on the right. Here, look at this. This is a funeral supply store. They have funeral supplies here. And you have these cardboard cutouts here. These are pretty cool. See the cardboard houses, and cars, cardboard everything. And what these are is you buy these to burn in the funeral pyre with the deceased. So let's say your grandma dies. You burn one of these houses with her cremation, and she gets the real thing in the afterlife, right? So they have everything you'd ever need in the afterlife. All these mansions complete with security guards. You have, you know, fancy cars. But notice they don't even have the real symbols, because that would be trademark infringement. So your grandma's gonna get a, you know, a generic car in the next life. That's okay. I'll get out of here. It's buffering. I'll move out. Let's go. Let me know when it gets better, guys. I'm gonna go back out. Let me know when it starts relaxing again. Thanks, Huracan. Appreciate it. How about now? Better? Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you for keeping tabs. We'll walk a little bit more and then we'll stop for a chat. This has been interesting. I'm glad the connection didn't completely crap out. I think I'm kind of slowly getting the hang of this. But it's really just kind of like a chore to just try to keep the thing from crapping out all the time. Pretty cool dude right there. How are you guys doing, huh? Listen to me just ramble, huh? Talk so much. Not even asking you guys how you're doing. We're walking, we're talking. This is, I feel like this is just kind of like almost like a podcast or something. This is strange, just kind of chat and talk. You know, in the videos that I do when I record stuff, I feel like I'm really just trying to cover as much as I can as I walk, and I feel kind of pressure to be a lot more, I don't know, effective with my time, I guess, efficient with my time, whatever you want to call it. And with these, I kind of feel like I'm just rambling a little more, which is good or bad. I don't know what you want, whatever you want. A glass half full. There we are, getting to Park Row here. This is Chatham Square. And this is Mott Street. Yes, Charlie Parker's apartment is on Avenue B next to Tompkins Square Park. How are we doing? Location, please. We are at the corner of Mott Street and Worth, which starts right here. Corner of Mott Street and Worth. My next stand-up gig, I actually am doing a stand-up gig this weekend. I did one last night. Doing pretty much, well, a handful of times a week. Trying to stay busy with that, but I've been busy a lot with the videos too, so I haven't been as focused on that. But I do have a weekly show in the city if you're ever here on a Wednesday night. It's a super fun show. Some people from the chat have been there. So this is Mott Street, guys. This is like the main drag here of Chinatown back in the day. I don't know if I should venture up there. I'm a little afraid of this connection there, to be honest. But let's walk up this way. Maybe we can walk this way. I should probably be ending this soon, to be honest. Let's walk up this way. Show you guys a couple things here. All right, let's do it. I'm gonna venture in. I don't give a crap. Oh, thank you, Amanda, so much. I'm on deep. Sorry, I'm on deep. Appreciate it for the super chat, super sticker. Sorry. Yeah, you guys, if you want, you know, you guys have the Venmo information there. You can donate to Venmo or subscribe to Patreon. The Patreon's huge help, man. I put some extras on there. I'm not good at Instagram. I'm not good at responding to comments on YouTube, but I am good at responding to Patreon people and messages and all that stuff. It's just too much for me, man. I'm trying to a little too run around a little too much here in New York. But another $10 one, Stevie. Oh no, I'm so terrible. I'm trying. What did I miss? Oh, I did. You're right. Out and about. Thanks so much, man. Put this towards a great dinner. I appreciate it. Sorry about that. Out and about. You're the best. Actually, you've been really great and participating. I just scrolled up so I could see that. Saturday Night Fever movie locations. Yeah, I actually saw that movie like not too long ago for the first time. Oh, thanks so much. You guys are here for the first time. If you're here for the first time, please subscribe. That's a huge help. At the very least, subscribe. The Patreon's great if you can do that. If not, just subscribe. It's totally cool too.
Chinatown.
There we are on Mott Street. Look at all this. All right, we're gonna keep walking north here. This is Mott Street. This is the main drag here of old Chinatown. So we're in one of, by the way, this is one of 5 Chinatowns in New York. There are 2 in Queens and 2 in Brooklyn. You should keep that in mind because I'm actually editing the video now on Flushing, which is going to be really, really great. I'm excited about that one. So I'm editing that now. It should be up most likely, hopefully tomorrow. We'll see. All right, I wanted to show you guys this. This here, check it out. So this building here is Church of the Transfiguration, guys. Church of the Transfiguration. This was actually built in 1801. It's one of the oldest church buildings in New York. It was actually originally an Episcopal church, then a Lutheran church, then it was changed to a Catholic church in 1853 because this was an Irish neighborhood. Remember? I told you that this used to be the 5 Points. All this used to be the 5 Points. The Chinese immigration is pretty new here. Well, relatively new. So this was changed into Catholic Congregation in 1853. Obviously, the Irish are not here anymore. It is now Chinese, and they are not traditionally Catholic. So this church has had to change its mission to one of converting the people around it, and it's been pretty successful. It's actually the largest Chinese Catholic congregation in the United States. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. Look at it. Take it in, baby. All right, let's keep walking. Wing on Woe. This is an old little store here. Rental gifts. All right, hopefully the we got 380 people in here. This is good. We got 380 people. You know, it's a close-knit group. I saw that there's people in there talking, you know, asking if they're single and all that stuff. You guys you're finding love connections in there. What a way to meet. If you guys get married. I want a seat at the head table, baby. Give me a seat at the head table. I'll eat all the steak tartare I can at the reception, baby. All right, let's take a left here. This is Pell Street. This is cool. So this is kind of where Chinatown began, right here on Pell Street. Right, there are singles in here. Pierre, relax. You guys are all gonna get distracted here. We're here for history. We're here for history, you dogs. Pay attention. Learn something. Well, you know, who am I to regulate? You guys should all just have a great time. Let's do a live meetup version of this one day. It's funny, I've actually done these tours for singles groups before, live tours, like in-person tours. And it's the funniest thing on the planet, man. Every time we stop somewhere, all the people come up to each other and they're like, hey, what's up? My name's this. What'd you think of that last spot? What'd you think of the year of this? And every time I stop to talk about something, they're all like just kind of, you know, throwing out their pickup lines. But I will say there are worse places to meet someone than a walking tour. Yeah, duck in a window. You'll see them here. Show you guys some stuff here. This is cool. Here is used to be called the Bloody Angle. So people taking their pictures and stuff. It's an angled street, and there used to be lots of battles actually between the tongs on this street. You can see they painted it. That's actually where the oldest Chinatown is in China. Yeah, that's true. Technically, you're correct. So this here is the Bloody Angle. You can see over there, that is the Namwa Tea Parlor. It's been there since 1920. We're gonna walk out to the Bowery here in a second. No, it's not a block party. They actually closed this off now. They just have like the seating outside for the restaurants. Is that a thing? Do people actually link these things to Google Maps while you do the tours? I didn't know you could do that. It's pretty cool. Oh, thank you so much, Omar Mercado, should I say? Only takes American Express and cash. You're right. If you come to New York, bring some cash, because a lot of businesses here don't take credit card, which I'm fine with. I don't mind that. I think it's kind of cool, actually. Pretty soon, I mean, what really pisses me off is the businesses that only take credit cards. It's like, what, you got to have a credit card to shop somewhere? Just use cash. And then they say it's like for hygiene reasons. That's a bunch of malarkey, if you ask me. So anyways, check it out. This is a Taoist temple. It's pretty cool. I'll show you the front.
The one in West Village,
Mickey McMurphy. They think you're a cop, huh? With a name like Mickey McMurphy, I'm not surprised. Everyone knows the dollar bills have Coke on them. If you're using dollar bills for Coke, that's a problem. control. That's right. They want to track you. You want to track your purchases. Just use the dollar bills. I always use cash when I can. I like this store. This store is so funny. It's a little gift shop. And I like the window. They have all these little guys. Check it out. Pretty cool. Totes fresh, if you ask me. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. All right, hopefully the, oh, here we go. Get over here real quick before I get run over. Look at this. Someone was asking about the ducks in the windows, look. Thanks, Sean Molan. If you're coming over on the 4th of December, you should come by the comedy show on Wednesday. You can find a link to it on my Instagram. The show's very fun. It's every Wednesday. If you're around. All right. All right. I get over here to a spot. We're going to end pretty soon. Good pork bun place. Yeah, there's a lot of the pork bun place. There's a really good one that I like actually over there on we just passed the street that we were just on. Will subscribers be on your guest list? For what? I'm a seat filler for comedy clubs. Come to the comedy show. On my Instagram you can find a link for tickets. This is Joe's Shanghai, by the way, guys. This is a super popular dumpling spot, obviously. Very, very popular. Look at this, nuts. It's pretty good, though.
Everybody survived.
That's Joe's Shanghai. Yeah, it is good, actually. It is pretty good. They're famous for their soup dumplings, actually. The ones you, like, pop and you slurp the soup. And then you eat the dumpling, very good. So here we go. Now we're somewhere cool. Boom, that's the entrance to the Manhattan Bridge. We're at the entrance to the Manhattan Bridge. And this is where Canal kind of dumps into. See it here? This is production here. Ah, cool. In case you don't know, Carrere and Hastings were the guys who designed the New York Public Library. There's also that Buddhist Temple there that's very cool. Mahayana Buddhist Temple. Right across the street and go over there and end this here. Pretty cool though, huh? Yes, I would love to do one inside of a library, a video, but the problem is those places don't let you just film inside. You have to like go through 10 freaking layers of videos. I try to do these videos once a week. It's hard to like set up. I don't have a producer. I don't have any of that stuff, so I have to do all that stuff myself. So it's hard to set up all that stuff. I've had to use a few more lessons. Well, you know, yeah, he's trying his best. You know, he's giving you a little flavor of China. Across here, get over here. It's the boundary between old and new Chinatown. If we walked over to the right, we could go into new Chinatown. That's where a lot of the newer Chinese immigrants are moving to. This area is the old Chinatown to the left. All right, let's cross here. I'm gonna go find a spot to sit and we'll chat and get this and you know, move on with our lives, huh? There you can see down Bowery, up Bowery. the video of DJ Khaled playing the guitar. I have not seen that. What is it, terrible? Does he just play the guitar very terribly? Well, we made it to $499 today. Ideally, it would have been cool to have more, but we made it pretty far. You mean cross the bridge? Can you go to the Buddhist Temple? I think so. I'll show you the inside of it. I think going inside, they'll make it an issue, but this is all Canal Street, by the way. Old Chinatown will always be better. Yikes. We've been throwing stones. Look at all these birds. Yikes. Pretty cool. Size matters. Yeah, look at that size matters sign. I know the guy. I went to college with the guy. I went to college with Morgan. Kind of funny. He was they're based out of Orlando, Florida. It's the biggest personal injury, and they got signs up here. They just expanded up here. Pretty nuts. All right, go find a place to. Let's see if I can pop into this thing. Turn it off and go sleep, huh? Funny. It's sort of like a really look, it's pretty cool though. You can see this entrance to the Manhattan Bridge. Early 1900s, Beaux-Arts, baby. You know why it was the early 1900s? You guys already know the story. I told it to you earlier about Beaux-Arts and New York expanding and becoming a big time player and showing off their architectural strength. Oh crap, am I buffering? Here we go, I'm gonna cross. Let's see, hold on. The City Beautiful movement, that's what I meant actually, photos from around New York. The City Beautiful movement was around from that time, around the time that New York was expanding. It was a really big push to make the city beautiful because they felt like it was a cool place to, uh-oh. I lose my go in here, he's on my mask. I just lose my stuff. Did I lose my mask? I'm not going to go in there. But how am I going to buy one if I can't go in? The conundrum. Uh-oh, internet. We were just in Chatham Square a little bit ago, actually. There we go. Well, I just got an unstable thing over there, so I gotta go find another place to finish this tour. I can't go in because I don't have a mask, unfortunately. I lost it. My pockets, I wore it because I was on the subway. Hold on. Oh, I think I might actually have one. Let me see. All right, I'm gonna put it on and go in there. I'll show you the inside, all right? Things you do for love. Look at me, got a mask on. All right, so we're gonna go in this place. So hopefully they don't kick me out quick. All right, that was pretty cool, I think. I didn't want to talk while I was in there, been a little disrespectful. But that was pretty cool, huh? I've been there a couple of times, it's kind of nice. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I kept my mouth shut, that's right. Kept my mouth shut. We're back here out at Canal again. You can see, here, I'll show you. Check it out, there we are. You can see the 56 lantern. Federal courthouse there. You can see the top of the Municipal Building there. Pretty cool. Yeah, I gotta go get some bubble tea now. Let's walk over this way. Hopefully it doesn't, hopefully we don't get crap signal. I want to end this here very soon, but it looks nice. Thanks, Troy. Thanks. All right. Go to this park. Hopefully release the skincare routine. You know what? Sleep is important. Hey, Paul, how are you? Welcome. You're gonna catch the tail end of this. I'm gonna go into this park, I think, to end this. Hopefully my connection doesn't crap out. But we're walking into new Chinatown. You can see there's a punk show, I think. Let's go into this park and I'll end it here. Let's go see what's going on over there, actually. You guys hear that music? Pretty brutal. It's like a little concert over there. That's what's going on. Little punk music. Yeah, they don't sound happy. I don't know how happy they'd be to see someone live streaming over there. Can you see the band? I'm pretty sure that's Blink 182. So there you go. Yeah, free concert. There's always free concerts. You guys saw that little guy playing the violin. That was a free concert too. I'm gonna go find a place to sit and talk for a bit. You can see all the guys gambling on the chairs, on the little chess tables, and people walking around the. This is cool. I like this little park, actually. Wow. Go find a spot to set up and get at. $182. That a little bit. Personally like Blink 182 better. Yeah, there's like a mosh pit going on there. It's Barbra Streisand, it ain't. I'll tell you that. It's not exactly the most uplifting music, but you know, everyone's got their different tastes. I don't know why I said Barbra Streisand, of all people. Well, you know, that's what happens when you're flying by the seat of your pants. So we're walking through new Chinatown now. Hopefully it doesn't crap out on me. I'm gonna find a spot to sit and set up. Here, got a spot actually, a good one. Little park here. I think this is going to be a good spot to go up here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. nice little view up here. Uh-oh, low on power. You guys see everything behind me? That's pretty cool. This is the little park I was just in. Look at that. Well, guys, we're reaching kind of the end here. We're in New Chinatown. We did a little good amount of walking here. We're 2 hours in, a little over 2 hours. If it wasn't for all the streaming problems, it probably would have been a cleaner route. But yeah, we did it. We're here at the park and next to the Manhattan Bridge. And this is where, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to throw them out. I'm happy to answer questions. Also, too, please, if you enjoyed the tour, please consider joining the Patreon. Scott has been kind enough to put the levels. I put extras on there, and like I said, I'm better at staying in touch and answering comments and messages and stuff on there. I don't really do a ton of Instagram, but please subscribe there anyway, because I do put show information and things on there, so that helps. So please subscribe to Instagram at TomDNYC. Subscribe to the YouTube. Please subscribe to the YouTube. That's a huge help trying to grow the channel. And also consider joining Patreon. And you guys can donate if you'd like. You can donate through Venmo, helps a lot, at TomDNYC. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm just hanging out for a few minutes and then I'll take off. Vielen Dank, du bist der Beste. Liebe Grüße aus Hamburg. Oh, nice. That's pretty good. You like that sounded all right? Give us a summary of your sweet life and leave us with a memorable, funny summary of my sweet life. I'm walking around holding a gimbal and pointing it at people who are like, what the hell is this guy doing? With a law degree. Go figure. How's that for irony? Let's see here. With a real law degree, not one that you buy on Canal Street. I probably would have been better off buying one on Canal Street. Instead of going to law school for an extra 3 years, I could have just bought an Emory University law degree here on Canal Street. Why didn't I just do that? What am I doing? All right. Put your donation in the description. Yeah, you're right, Classy. Sorry. I think is that Simon and Garfunkel playing in the background? No, it's actually Jim Croce and James Taylor having a concert, open air concert. How long have I been a tour guide? I started being a tour guide in 2014. I started doing that. I got my license then. Yeah, I got a license, no big deal. Tour guide license. I had to take a test. I got a 142 out of 150. Thank you so much for asking. The bar exam, it ain't. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I studied, obviously. Ah, boy. No. Whoa, reference to Jim Croce. No one knows who he is. Oh, I know who he is. In fact, photos from around New York. You might be interested to hear the song New York's Not My Home. Jim Croce actually lived in New York briefly. He hated it, which is, no one's perfect. But yeah, Jim Croce is amazing. One of my favorites, if not my favorite. I love Jim Croce, man. He's the best. Ever plan on coming to Southern California? Yes, I do. I want to do a video in LA. I want to do a video in San Diego. That's what the Patreon's for, baby. Kind of keep growing that and hopefully get out there, It's funny, but like with Patreon, the cool thing about Patreon is that it's not, it's like a way to kind of produce your own stuff. There are comedians I know, there are podcasters and things I know who no longer need to get a TV show. They don't need the TV channels anymore because of Patreon. They can produce their own stuff, hire their own people. And, it's kind of a cool thing, as much as the Patreon grows, your shows grow, the quality grows and all that stuff. So I'm glad you got through with your grandkids. Berlin is a cool city. I loved Berlin. It was very beautiful. Did some comedy there, actually. Went to Kookaburra Comedy Club and did comedy there. I'm actually, maybe include some of that in the video that I'm preparing right now. Let's see what else we got. I'm trying to keep up with these questions. Bad Leroy Brown. Actually my favorite Jim Croce song is Operator. That's my favorite. Operator, well, could you help me place this call? See, the number on the matchbook is old and faded. That was pretty good. She's living in LA with my best old ex-friend Ray. A guy she said she knew well and sometimes hated. Isn't that the way they say it goes? Well, let's forget all that And give me the number if you can find it, so I can call just to tell them I'm fine and to show I've overcome the blow. I'm sorry, learn to take it well. Only wish my words could just convince myself that it just wasn't real, but that's not the way it feels. All right, sorry. I just had to finish the chorus. Anyways, what was it? You should do a stream where we're just singing. Yeah. He did die tragically. He died in a plane crash, age 30. The guy was 30 years old, man. I hope I don't die before my age of 30. Okay. All right. Any other questions, guys? Please just shoot them out. I'm happy to answer. Answer any questions. Look at the park behind me. Pretty cool. Gonna do some Barry White. Nah, it's okay. I'll do Barry White another day. That's a pretty hard person to cover if you're not good at it. Yeah, Jim Croce did work in the Bronx. He was the best. Jim Croce was the best. I love Operator. I have to say I love you in a song. I actually did a few of the songs. I covered them on my Instagram. If you want to check out the Instagram, I have a few of the covers of his songs on my Instagram. I never really listened to them. Penn Padgley. Someone call me Penn. What's your heritage? I'm Nicaraguan. I'm first generation Nicaraguan American. My parents are both from Nicaragua. They got married over there. They came over here, and I was born. Proud Nicaragüense, baby. I don't know if you guys know where that is. Central America. I told you this earlier. It's between Costa Rica, Honduras. Second poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, unfortunately, but it's a beautiful place. Love visiting there. Go there a bunch. My dream is to do a video there, actually. Can you say hi to my wife, Christine? Hi, Christine. How you doing? Christine Barber, I guess. Barber. Penn Badgley. I get that. I used to get that more when I had my face shaved, clean shaven. Christine, hi. How are you, Christine? Hello. How's it going? Christine Barber. My favorite book on New York. That's a tough one. The best book is probably Gotham, which is so good, so dense. I put book recommendations on my Patreon, actually. A little convenient. A little wink there. That's a pretty good wink. So check that out. But Gotham's great. I loved Island at the Center of the World is great. Vanishing New York is great. Offer your tea, Paul? Go get your tea, baby. You should go to Central America. It's the best. Let's see. Does your hometown get jealous when you love New York City so much? No, not really. They're kind of just like, good riddance. Get this guy back to New York. We don't take too kindly from Yanks around here. No, I'm just kidding. At the Tampa, Florida. It's not that southern. But hi, Mayra. How are you, Mayra? Hi, Mayra. Hi. All right, I'm just going through. Are you going to the live stream next Sunday? I'm hoping to live stream next Sunday. Actually, I think it might be cool to live stream for the parade. We'll see. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do next weekend. We'll see. I might be out of town, unfortunately, but I'm going to see. I'll keep you guys posted. I post on the Patreon and the YouTube community page as well. Where'd I get the code from? This old thing? I don't know. J. Crew, I think. I don't know. I got it at the outlets. I get all my clothes at the outlets. Yikes, I shouldn't say that. I'm actually shopping at all the designer shops, not the outlets. Join Tom on Patreon. He will say hello to you too. Am I dressing up? Can I breakdance? No, I can't. I can, oh, Josh Turner. Okay, all right. Let's see here. The vaccine passport thing. The vaccine passport, kind of. They are kind of enforcing it to go indoors at places. Laughing live. Pablo Escobar. Favorite NY movie? I don't know. It depends on what I love. Loved New York. I'm sorry. I like Starbucks. No, I don't actually. Funny you should ask. Where is the beanie from? This is from. I think it's what's that place called? Uniqlo. Uniqlo beanie. My dog person or cat person? Dog person. Theo Vaughn is part Nicaraguan. I remember reading that somewhere recently. I'm actually first generation, baby. Both parents Nicaraguan, so that's kind of cool. I was surprised to hear he's Nicaraguan. Like when you did your Spanish version of Central Park. Yeah, I wanted stuff, man. I'm kind of up to my eyeballs in editing, and I would love to have someone edit it for me, but I get very particular. And my family does watch my videos, actually. My sister was in here earlier. I don't know if she's still in there. Can you be my friend? Matthew, you're my friend, okay? Consider yourself my friend. How far did I actually walk today? I don't know, maybe a couple miles. Midnight Cowboy's a great movie. Yeah, it is a great movie, actually. Dan Fogelberg, I'll take that. He's the one who sang Old Lang Syne. That's a great song. I like that song. Worst part, best and worst part about practicing law. Best, paycheck. That's it. Worst, everything else. I kid. Lawyers are the best. Tour Central Park at night. Headed for all the strange joys. No thanks. I'm gonna pass on that. Yeah, don't forget to join Patreon. Hey, Patricia's in here. There she is. That's my sister, Patricia DCNP, a great nurse practitioner in dermatology. Doing the opposite of what I do for a living. Hey, something stable and well-paying. Have a red Caleb card? No, I have not. I should. How hard is it to quit law? It wasn't too bad. I started doing stand-up at night, actually. Every night I was going on auditions. I would literally run from the office to go do auditions and things, and I would sneak back in, like tiptoeing in so they wouldn't notice that I was gone for like a 2-hour lunch break. I booked a couple cool things, a couple like commercials and little things like that. And then I signed with a good agency, and I'd saved up a ton of money. So I moved out and moved in with roommates. Moved out of my like little, you know, 1-bedroom, whatever, big studio in the East Village, and I moved into Brooklyn with roommates, as you do, and then just quit, and it was great. And I haven't regretted it for a millisecond since, to be quite honest. How long did I practice? Well, I passed the bar, and I was actually working in-house, so I wasn't in the courtroom. I wasn't technically practicing, but I was working in law. I was working with lawyers. I was working with contracts, intellectual property, and all that stuff. So it was good because my hours weren't terrible, so I was able to do the comedy stuff and other things, and that was great. And it was actually a perfect job. And it was a startup, and it took off and actually got bought out by Thomson Reuters right before I quit. And that was perfect. That was a perfect cue to leave. Stand-up, you were asking about stand-up. If you want to go see me do stand-up, I got to recommend going to my weekly show on Wednesdays at Poco in the East Village. In my Instagram, I have all the information there on my Instagram. I put all the, it's every week, it's every Wednesday, and you can just buy tickets on my Instagram, TomDNYC, so you should go. It's super fun. I've been doing it for years. I'm super proud of it. We've done it at big venues. We did it at Fashion Week one year. It's a very popular show here in the city. We get amazing comics. Check that out. Yeah, and then just bounce around, do stand-up wherever. I was just doing a show in Long Island at a fundraiser. It's interesting crowd, like 200 people who were just very like, I don't know, different from me, and it was fine. And then, you know, in Jersey City days before that, did a show last night in the East Village, so everywhere. What's it called? The show's called Let's See What Else. The place is called Poco. How do I plan on dealing with my impending fame? I don't know. I'll probably implode and run into the woods and sell all my belongings and claim that the CIA had planted a chip in my brain. That's what I imagine will happen. Taxi Driver is a great movie, yes. I also really liked, let's see what else. Oh, Network. Great movie. That's a really underrated New York movie. Network is about this TV network, and starring, dang it, I'm blanking what the guy's name would be. He's so good in it. His walking tours on YouTube profitable for me. Yeah, I make a living doing all this stuff, believe it or not. And I also make a living doing, you know, stand-up and other things here and there. But I piece it together. Every year is different. But right now, the regular income comes from the videos, things like that. So I'm not a QAnon guy. No, I'm not. Yeah, you're right, actually, Vance. I'm a little more comfortable on this one. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was a little bit on edge the first couple, so it's kind of nice. I'm not getting as self-conscious, so I appreciate you noticing that. Yeah. Any other questions, dudes? In a couple minutes, I'll finish here. But if there are no more questions, I'll end in this park with this little view of the. That's right, man. Oh, that's right. I'm mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take it anymore. That's from Network. Super great movie. I really enjoyed that. Which mic do you use during these tours? I don't use a mic, baby. I use the phone. I'm gonna start using mics. I have them. I just it's kind of a little annoying to figure all that stuff out. It isn't that cold here. It's chilly, but it's not that cold. Where am I right now? I'm in Chinatown. I'm in New Chinatown. I'm in a little park here next to the bridge. What's New York like now? It's interesting. Do I ever miss being a lawyer? No. But yeah, New York is interesting right now. It's a weird mix of people now. A lot of people left, but it's starting to kind of come back. And a lot of people are moving here. But surprisingly, and maybe not surprisingly, it's a lot of young people are moving here. And young people with money, baby. They're moving places like the East Village, Greenwich Village. So those places become very young and very like happening areas. At least from what I can tell. What does it say? You need a familiar to aid you on your streamings. Yeah, I know. Is it back to normal? I guess, if it can, as much as it can be for right now. What you thought about New York before you moved here? I thought, I don't know, it was very weird when I first moved here. I remember I came for a job. Well, I visited when I was 11. We went to the World Trade Center and all this stuff. And I remember it vaguely from then. But then I came for a job interview when I was 24. I can't play an instrument. I play the guitar, actually. No big deal. And then I came in for a job interview in 2000. Oh, I'm sorry, when I was 24. And I remember driving over the bridge from the airport, and it just blew me away. It was like seeing, you know, like the Grand Canyon or something, all these buildings. It's funny because Kurt Vonnegut used to call Manhattan Skyscraper National Park because it was such a like amazing, you know, thing to behold or whatever. And it blew me away, and I went to Times Square that day, and I remember that blowing me away, and I was like, oh, this is amazing, but get me out of here, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, and it's just the energy of the place. It's non-stop. There's just like, it's a bottomless pit of things to discover and do and people to meet and things to experience and try, and it's really the energy. I mean, you can go to bigger cities, but the energy and then coupled with the diversity and the people from all over, it's awesome. Oh, that's great, Pierre. I didn't know you were a paramedic. I actually thought about becoming a paramedic. Compared to London. I haven't been to London in a long time, actually, to be honest. But one of the cool things about New York, Milan Kundera, I believe, called it beauty by accident. And the fact that it's so concentrated on one island is like a geographical accident. And it kind of makes it what it is. You know, it's like Venice, but higher. And London is a little more spread out. It doesn't have that like geographical circumstance that makes it so tightly packed. It's so, you know, bubbling and insane, which is kind of cool. Do I still experience the city? Yeah, man, every night, every day, baby, come on. Yeah, Times Square is terrible, I agree. It is like Disney World. Yeah, can't wait to see New York. Well, yeah, come on down, come on to New York. I like London, though. Really enjoy your tours, thank you. And this is kind of a tour. It's kind of just a walk and BSing. Like I said, we're just chatting and stuff. I'm not really like, you know, I am talking about all this stuff and trying to teach you guys and everything, but yeah, I mean, if you ever come to New York, hit me up, baby. Hit me up and we'll do a tour. I'm happy to do a real tour with you and do the private ones. What happened on my European trip? Yes, I went to Berlin. I was in Berlin for 9 days. I did do a video there. I got to edit it. I still have to edit the Flushing video, which I'm editing now. I should put that up most likely tomorrow. Then I'm going to film a video tomorrow, actually, as well. A cool one. Wink, wink. Let me see if I can close and make a better wink there. It's going to be a cool, timely one, and then I'm going to edit that one in ASAP, and then I'm going to put it to Berlin. If we book a tour, can we get mates rates? Yeah, of course. I pretty much hope I'm making all mine home next year. Yeah, do it. Come to New York. Yeah, Berghain. I did not go to Berghain, unfortunately. I was talking to someone who lived there. It was from Berlin. He was like, yeah, Berghain has gotten out of control. It's become so. Berghain, by the way, is a nightclub there. It's from, the word Berghain is from Kreuzberg and Friedrichshain. So Berghain, it's in that, like, straddling those two neighborhoods. And the wait to get into the club is 7 hours, he was saying. And the crazy thing about that is the reason people wait so long is because they spend the whole weekend there. They literally would just buy the ticket on Friday and stay because it's open 24 hours and they don't leave. They just do drugs the whole time. And they're there the whole weekend, which is kind of nuts. So, needless to say, I didn't make it, unfortunately. Yes, you're right. Faye Dunaway was the woman. She was great. Yeah, well, give me a ride share if you're ever in town. Let me know. I'll give you a tour. I'm happy to give you a tour of Hell's Kitchen. I haven't been to the Summit yet, to be honest. I kind of hate Hudson Yards. I think it's the corniest, you know, like, awful place on the planet. It just has no soul, no personality. It's just like for uber rich people and tourists. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I don't know, shoot me if you disagree with me, but the Summit might be cool. It might be a cool view and everything. Is that what you're talking about? Is that what you're called, or is that the Edge? The Summit, or is the Summit something else? Maybe the Summit is something else. But I was talking, maybe I'm just unloading my opinion of Hudson Yards. Where's the place to party in New York City? Well, the place to party in New York where all the people are going out and partying is the East Village, man, and Lower East Side. In fact, that neighborhood has the highest concentration of bars in New York. So it's wild there. It can be a little broy. But a lot of bars, a lot of places to go if that's what you're looking for. Yeah, Hudson Yards is a nightmare. It's a terrible place. It's so corny, man. And it's just like, there's like security cameras, just like, what is this? It felt like, if you feel like you're in a dystopia there. Then you know, go figure, that vessel thing that was built there. People were jumping off the thing. Like, there was just like, the place is just complete, I feel like it's a complete disaster. They totally heartless, I don't know. How many people would I take per? I went to visit other European countries that I went to. I went to Athens. I was in Athens, Greece, actually. I was there for 2 days, but I didn't film a video there, unfortunately. One day, I'll get back there. Hey, once the income goes up a little bit, hopefully I can make it there. I'm from Vienna. Oh, great! Thank you so much for watching my videos. Thank you guys for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Best rooftops. There's a cool one over here on 50 Bowery, actually, in Chinatown. It's a hotel. All of them are really expensive, so if you want to go to a rooftop, unfortunately, they're going to be expensive. But yeah, the one on 50 Bowery is pretty cool. The Wythe Hotel over in Brooklyn has a pretty cool one. And 245th is like the cheesy one, but it's a good view. And that's where I went when I first moved to New York. My friend took me there, and go figure, he was a rich banker, so he took me there. And I was like, whoa, this place is crazy, because you see the Empire State Building like right there. Wednesday comedy, yeah, Wednesday comedy's gonna be running all the time. So come by if you're gonna be in town. Why do Americans always say the capital and the country? I've noticed that's a thing. What do you mean say the capital and the country? I don't know what you mean. Trying to recoup pandemic laws by making touristy spots. Best date idea in New York. I like to go for walks, to be honest. I love walking around. George Carlin kind of, yeah. There's 3 too many people. No, 3 is not too many people at all. 10 is what I cap it at. So come by. Just hit me up if you're coming here. Well, guys, we've been hanging out. I gotta take off here. Athens, Greece, yeah, sure. Guys, I gotta take off here, unfortunately. I hope you guys enjoyed the tour. This was a good one. Vance pointed out that I feel a little comfortable. I do feel a little more comfortable doing these things. It's good. Hopefully these will keep getting better. I'm gonna up the technology, up the familiarity with doing these things, and hopefully they keep getting better. But I do have to run. But before I run, please check out Patreon. That's a huge help. Scott has put that up kindly. It's a huge help. There's all kinds of levels. It's a nice thing to just have and build up. Tom DNYC on Patreon. Also, Venmo is at Tom DNYC. That's a huge help too. If you want to throw a little donation, if you guys like these, this is how I continue to do them. You know, without the help on Patreon, without the donations and things, I can't do these things. And it's amazing. I love it, and I'm gonna keep doing it. And we'll see where this all goes, man. I want to keep growing everything and just see where this ends. You know, maybe make a TV show one day. Maybe a live tour or something, touring around the country doing some kind of live show. I don't know. Who knows where this thing will go? But until then, Patreon helps, Venmo helps, donations through YouTube help. And also too, if you're in New York, man, hit me up. I do these tours. God, you hear that music? It's brutal. It's really moving soundtrack for this sign off. But if you're ever in New York, hit me up. I'd love to show you around. Also, come by the little comedy show on Wednesdays. It's a good time. Thank you guys so much for coming. All you guys who've been supporting since the beginning and keep helping out so much. Keep watching and being in all these lives. It means a lot. Pierre, Scott, all of you guys, man. Rideshare, I know Paul and Bob and all of you guys are really. It means a lot, man. It means a lot. And every step of these things, even making the videos so regularly was kind of like, should I even do this? Are people even watching these? And at first they weren't. But eventually people caught on. Same thing with these, so I really appreciate it. Yeah, man. I don't know what to tell you. I guess I should sign off here. I guess I'll see you guys soon. New video coming out. Thank you so much, Michelle, for the super chat. All that stuff. Yeah, thanks so much, Reggie. Check out the Patreon. Tom DNYC, all you guys. I hate to pump it so much, but yeah, we're in New York, baby. Chinatown. Went through Soho, literally in Chinatown. And I don't know. I'll see you guys later. That's it.